Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode 42. Today, of course, is the 4th of August, 2021. A lot to talk about tonight. Got myself a guest who I really like, and his name is Vito, and you may not like him, and that's okay, because we're going to talk to him right now.
I don't know why you like me. I'm awful.
You're amazing. Shut the fuck up, Vito. Hey everyone, welcome to the show tonight. It's going to be, I think, a spicy one because my guest is someone who I think you get a bit more controversial takes these days than I do. Well, I'm
trying to be nicer, I guess. But I enjoy. Here's the problem. Okay, I love trolling, and I always have. But when I used to troll, I had no one following me, so I could get away with it. And I still cannot wrap my head around the fact that like tens of thousands of people follow me, and I just can't get away with the same bullshit I used to get. And it sucks because it's so much fun.
Yeah, but you do push the buttons
to troll.
I
know, but like I used to get away. I used to be like a classic internet troll. Nobody gave a shit about Vito Gesuldi back in the day.
Yeah, but you had to go and like bring Pepsi to fucking San Francisco.
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
you had
exactly.
That was my first that was the first time I'd ever heard of you. I saw the video and I was laughing. I was laughing so hard. But I'll fully admit, I thought you were like the Free Palestine guy from the one Tumblr con, Dash Con from 2014.
Yeah, a lot of people thought I was like, a lot of people have mistaken me for different bearded personalities.
We all kind of look alike. It's a weird cloning thing.
It's kind of a problem. I call us the LGBT community, the large guys with beards and t-shirts.
Oh, Jesus.
Is how I refer to us. I heard there's another LGBT community. I don't know anything about that, but I like our community.
Okay.
I like some parts of our community. Some parts of our community screw it up for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
I was talking about that Robert Storms guy the other day, and I'm like, this guy's the problem.
The guy who's an idiot. That guy's
the guy who goes, well, I can't believe Parasite won over Joker. The Oscars are woke. And I'm like, this guy has ruined. The guys like this have ruined my life. Because people come to my channel and they go, oh, it's a fat guy with a beard, with a stupid Marvel hat, and he talks about movies. He's probably the exact same as all these other guys. And I'm like, I'm a little nice. I'm nice, really. I'm not like an anti. Sometimes the progressive stuff goes a little too far, and I talk about it. But I'm not like a hardcore anti-SJW. I would call myself a feminist. I would call myself a progressive.
Yeah, your politics are definitely more aligned with mine on that front. You know, because
I'm a hardcore liberal.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing too is it's almost like, but you make fun of the left, so it ends up bringing a lot of conservatives into the mix. And that was my big problem, like from before. It's like Gamergate, and the anti-feminism stuff and all, anti-Anita Sarkeesian shit. It's all like, no, I just think she's an idiot. And everyone's like, it just goes crazier and crazier.
That's the thing what the left, the problem they have is that we've let the right, I mean, don't want to get too political, but basically the right currently dominates the anti-political correctness side of the equation. And if you look back at history, the left used to fight against political correctness all the time. You still have Bill Maher. He's got a show. His show used to be called Politically Correct with Bill Maher.
Wasn't it Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher?
Politically Incorrect, whatever.
Yeah.
I was a child at the time.
Oh, but yeah, but
Carlin's dead, but that was Carlin's whole shtick.
Yeah.
So, but now we just go, no, if you're on the left, you have to be hypersensitive, hyper progressive at all times. And if you make even the slightest misstep, you might as well vote for Trump. I have guys telling me that now. They're going, you're basically the same thing as a Trump voter. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stop voting then. How's that? Is that what you want? They're driving me up a wall.
Well, they do this because they have nothing else literally to hold on to. Like there's this really big, I view it as an anti-intellectual movement on the right. The other night I was like the new Lord of the Rings show that's coming out. I don't know about you. I'm hyped for it. I think they're going to spend a lot of money on it. They're giving us something we've never seen before. And
I'm interested. I haven't dug too deep into it, but the stills I saw look good.
Exactly. Well, there's a guy named Nerderotic. Guy's got 300-some thousand subs. He's a total right-wing chud. anti-SUW
well,
type guy.
I have to refrain. He follows me on Twitter.
So sorry.
Anybody who follows me on Twitter, they get a pass. I have to do it. I'll play it. I will say, though, I disagree with some of his takes. Of course I do.
Oh,
a lot of these guys talk about Hollywood in ways that conspiracies. I'm like, it's a little much.
And you live in the general area.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a Hollywood insider, but I don't have Weinstein calling me up and inviting me. They seem to think everybody in LA is just raping, pillaging the whole town. I have to explain to these guys sometimes. I'm like hundreds of thousands of people live in LA, so
millions of people. Millions of people live in LA. Like
when they go, oh, you got that California mindset. I'm like, there's a lot of different mindsets, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of different people.
You might. There's a lot. I lived in SoCal for 15 years. Like, there's pockets of everything there. So when I found out, for example, the one woman who died in the Capitol insurrection on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt, we went to the same high school in East County, San Diego.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, I was a senior, she was a freshman, and then I found that out, and I went like, oh. Okay, yeah, I get it now. Because that whole area that I lived in was very kind of down.
Yeah, that's the thing. People don't realize there's right parts of California. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you go. I mean, I live in
farther north, like in the middle, like towards like Bakersfield type stuff.
Oh, Victorville area. Oh yeah,
Victorville's Victorville. When's the last time you've been to Victorville, man? Not a good looking
long
town.
time. Yeah, I haven't been to Victorville. Oh God, 20 years. It feels like it's been forever.
There's are you aware? Have you ever seen Tim Heidecker's On Cinema at the cinema?
I have not.
It's my absolute favorite thing on YouTube, and I highly recommend you seek it out. But basically, it's a fake movie review show, and one of the guys is obsessed with VHS tapes. And he goes, "We've got the Victorville Cinema. We've rented out the Victorville Cinema. We're going to play VHS tapes 24 hours." Of course it's a lie. So I went to Victorville to take a picture of myself in front of the Victorville Cinema, and I did not realize. I'm like, oh, this is a ghost town. Yeah, the only thing here is like crackheads and boarded up windows. I did not know.
Yeah, it's up there. There's like it's such a weird place. That whole area of California is, if it's not the 15 going from LA to Vegas, like no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Or if you're going out towards Big Bear or something, like no one cares. Once you get in that middle section of California, write it the hell off. Like every time I had to make a trip from San Diego northbound, I would always plan it so I would get to the Grapevine in LA by dark. So when I got over the Grapevine and into that middle section, I couldn't see anything, because I've never seen a more depressing stretch of land in this entire country, and I've been over a fair amount of it.
There's a lot of that. Yeah,
it's terrible out there. I mean, hell, even in Texas, we went out there once, my friend and I, and we were racing a fucking tumbleweed on the drive, because there's nothing else to do, and the wind was that strong that day. It's all crazy shit, dude. Now, but speaking of the Hollywood Insider thing, you did go to a premiere, or did you go to the premiere of Suicide Squad?
Invited. I didn't. It was more I had a hookup who could get passes, so I'm not a true insider yet.
All right, but did James Gunn sign?
No, James Gunn didn't sign I didn't realize there was two theaters. So the theater with all the celebrities is across the street. I don't know if you know, the Bruin Theater is right across the street from this other theater.
That's in that's in the Village, right?
It's on the west side of town.
Yeah.
Locations.
It's
the Bruin Theater is the one from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's where Margot Robbie goes to watch herself, and I'm like, why is she not in the Margot Robbie Theater? But across the street was. I got my pass from do you know Luca from, or wait, is that his name? From Nuke the Fridge?
Oh, Louis Lecca. Yeah, I know Louis.
Lecca, yeah.
I know Louis. Yeah,
I actually picked him up and brought him to the thing because I don't think he has a car.
No, he's got a car, because I crashed at his house when I went down to go see Rise of Skywalker. We're not really friends anymore. We don't have to dive into that one. But I mean, no, Louis. Yeah, Louis, he gets hooked up on that. So funny thing is, the theater, the Bruin and the other theater that's over there, right? I actually worked for the company that owns that, the Regency. I worked for their the Academy 6 in Pasadena.
Oh, okay.
If you are familiar with that theater at all, it's right on Colorado Boulevard.
I've probably been to it at some point. Again, I'm terrible with all that.
It's like that's literally where the name $3 Theater came from, because they're $3 after 6 p.m. Yeah.
That's cool.
So like I worked there for a little over a year back in 2010, 2011. And so, yeah, I mean, I miss the LA scene. I miss going to the theaters out there. I mean, where I'm at now is I'm in Washington. There ain't shit here. I got like one Cinemark and one Regal, and like that's it.
Yeah, well, I go to the Regal in my neighborhood. Unfortunately, I don't go to all the cool Hollywood theaters. Unless I have a buddy, again, who lives near that Bruin Theater. So I'll go out there to see stuff with him. I actually realized I need a new glasses prescription because I can't see shit. So my review of the Suicide Squad is tainted because I'm like, man, all this fuzzy action is great.
Oh, yeah. Well, at the same time, it's the movie. Well, I saw it the other day, and some of the effects looked a little bit like it looked like they were going for more of a kind of a lower budget effect, you know, like some of the film grain and
I love
whatever.
That, though.
It looked good. I'm looking forward to watching it on my TV tomorrow because for those of you guys who don't know, HBO Max actually announced today that they are moving up the release time of the Suicide Squad to 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
On Friday?
No, tomorrow.
Oh, cocksucker. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm working on a Suicide Squad. Originally, I was going to do, and I have like half a script for Suicide Squad, a complete cinematic failure. But because I am lazy, and well, not lazy, I just kept doing other stuff. So that's not going to happen, but I'm trying to put together something similar.
You just
sucks,
trying to.
The this Suicide Squad script is great. I'm going to say it right now. There's some good jokes in here.
Oh, but you didn't like the movie?
No, the original Suicide Squad. I was going to do it on. Sorry,
right.
Make it clear.
I was thinking because I know you've been tweeting about your Last Jedi video getting demonetized after 3 years.
YouTube says they're going to look into it.
They might.
I think they're going to fuck me.
You've got enough. I mean, you've got enough subscribers where you should be able to like get direct access. It's email them. Go in. You can.
I don't know the email. I thought Twitter's the best way to reach these fuckers.
No,
I don't have a channel manager.
Neither do I. You can go into your. You can go into the help section, and like because you have over
the live chat. Are you talking about the live chat?
No,
you can email. I've emailed them. I did that. Okay, so I made this one video, which was doing so great. It was getting so many views that, which you disagree with, my Who Killed the DC Cinematic Universe video.
Yeah, I disagree with it, but yeah, I saw it. It was a good video.
It's still funny. It was interesting. I'm sure there's parts you like. Sure. They demonetized it. I don't know exactly why. I'm pretty sure it's because I used footage of 9/11. But I mean, how can I not compare Man of Steel to 9/11? It's like you cannot convince me that Zack Snyder did not watch footage of 9/11 and be like, I like the way the debris is falling here. Can we copy that? Like, come on. It's like a shot for shot remake of 9/11. It really is. There's a lot of that.
Well, it's kind of like, remember Cloverfield when Cloverfield
also
came
a shot
out
for shot remake of 9/11.
Yeah, sure, because the head of the Statue of Liberty flew across the fucking island,
just like in 9/11.
Yeah.
If I say 9/11 enough times, do we get demonetized? I think we do.
Probably. So I'd like to give as we really enter into the massive demonetization category. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my guys. Thank you for your support while I bring people busted. That's okay. No, I don't mind. None of my videos make any money anyway.
Fair enough.
So yeah, it's freaking 9/11. Jesus Christ, we know. I get what you're trying to say.
Did you see the side by side? Look, did you see the side by side I had of Ben Affleck? This is in the next movie, Batman v Superman, where Ben Affleck runs into the cloud of smoke and disappears. It is literally a 1-for-1 shot of that one dude's fantastic 9/11 footage. Greatest photojournalist in the history of the world. I'm glad I can remember his name. Dude gets on his knee and films the thing collapsing as a giant dust cloud envelops him. This sheer balls on that guy. If you've never seen that footage, but it looks exactly the same. Come on.
Well, look, I think gigantic metropolitan buildings collapsing are going to kind of have the same effect. I don't think you're really going to ever be able to try to get realism of buildings going down and not go, okay, that looks like 9/11. It's like, did you ever see Ocean's 11 when they detonated that old casino?
Right, like that 9/11. Movie is also a shot-for-shot remake of 9/11.
So
I'm just going to keep making that joke. I like that joke. Did you see Space Jam 2? Basically a shot-for-shot recreation.
That's something we can actually agree on. At least it's going to be like that for LeBron's career.
I still have the DC people mad at me because I think I led into that section by saying Man of Steel is worse than 9/11. But I was trying to say the destruction is clearly worse. Like, way more buildings get knocked down. You can't argue with that.
3 in 9/11, and then like literally a remake of a Dragon Ball Z fight at the end of Man of Steel. And I love Man of Steel, but like seriously, that shit was like fucking Goku versus Vegeta.
I want to know what the death toll is. Like 1 million buildings fell down. You gonna tell me they all got evacuated? I don't believe it.
Well, they never talk about the death toll from the attack on New York in Avengers. They make it out to be like a lot of people died.
Yeah.
But they never talk about the actual death toll of that.
Well, that's the problem I have with Marvel right now. I think Marvel's retreading the same family-friendly ground, and it's just going to run out of steam. People are bored with it.
All right, so let's get into that conversation because that was you having some interesting takes on Twitter. One of many today.
Yeah.
So you were basically saying that the MCU is can't recover, and the DCEU could slide on in for the win.
I think Marvel's going nowhere. Like, what's the last like Marvel thing that people really united around and said, "My God, Marvel's on the right track"?
Loki.
I'm behind this Marvel Phase 4. Loki
season finale. The literal birth of the multiverse. Yeah, man.
Who came out of Loki and went, "My God"? I feel like everybody came out of Loki and they went, "Yeah, that's all right."
No, I was live. I did a live stream after that was over.
Nuts.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh my God," because here's the thing, man. Marvel was trolling people on the multiverse. Like there's layered shit with that, right? You go back to Spider-Man Far From Home, the first trailer, and they go, "Oh, this is Mysterio. He's from the multiverse." And because they had already been kind of hinting at it at that point.
Yeah, they're messing around.
And that was all a fake out. And then they had in Loki episode 2, people thought that when Sylvie detonated all of those bombs, that she was creating the multiverse by creating all those Nexus events. When in reality, that was a fake out, even though it happened on June 16th, 616. So they were trolling us there too.
Let's not forget about Ralph Boner. Thought we had a little X-Men thing happening.
I still think that could potentially be something. I still think
it could be something too. I had a big argument on a stream, and everybody went, "Well, they wasted that. They can never bring Quicksilver in." I'm like, "Well,
that's
yes,
bullshit.
They can."
I love the Boner joke. I thought that was great.
You know what you do? You have the Quicksilver running by really fast, and Ralph Boner's like sitting there eating a hot dog. And Quicksilver looks over at him. And he's like, "Guy looks a lot like me." And that's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
There's be two guys in the same universe who kind of look the same.
It's just, I think people got really upset about that because there was so much going on with WandaVision that people were setting themselves up for disappointment.
Yeah.
And I think
WandaVision kept putting little Easter eggs everywhere.
Oh, hell yeah. It was great. Like, I loved WandaVision. I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was the weakest of the 3 so far.
Oh my God. Should we talk about that? I just want to talk about that last scene where they go, "You know who should give a big speech right now? It should be the friggin' Falcon Man." And isn't this an active terrorist event? Like, shouldn't there be sirens going off in the background? The idea that everybody would get real quiet so that the Falcon Man could give a big speech about democracy and whatever. No. Why did you write that? Why didn't you just have him give like a speech to Congress if you need him to give, go on a diatribe? Well, I think he starts that speech and a bunch of guys with like gurneys and like cops go running by and they're like, "Can you shut up? We got victims in this burning building, you moron."
But then again, that was really like, it was for the moment, right? I thought it was fine. I get what you're saying.
No.
But they'd already defeated everybody at that point in time. And the Avengers
There's still a building full of gas. No, wasn't there gas in the building?
I don't think so. I don't remember there being gas in the building.
You're not treating guys who like somebody didn't stumble out of the building and like break their ankle. You had people rushing out of the building. Whatever. All right, I'm getting. The point is that the speech went on too long. It was too long, right?
Okay, fine. I'll grant you that one. It went on a tad. I thought it was good. I liked the speech, but I'll grant you it went on a little bit too long. At the same time, when the fuck did the Avengers ever handle cleanup?
They never
handle cleanup. So you're telling me that they beat all the terrorists and
they don't give a speech? What speech do they give on the?
Well, they give a speech when it's a TV show that has its allotment of time for it. We got to fill 3
I'm just saying you move the speech somewhere that isn't moronic. You don't have, again, I think you have a cop run by and he goes, "Great speech." All right, we got a diabetic who couldn't get to his insulin because he was trapped in a gas-filled building. But you just go on and on. We'll all stop to listen to you. It came off as ridiculous to me.
Well, I can see.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, not sorry. All right.
So so you think that the MCU effectively is in a position where they don't have a plan, they don't know what they're doing, and they're going nowhere.
They're going nowhere.
I think you said something like Doctor Strange is gonna have to carry this whole phase on his back.
Doctor Strange has got to carry it. He's the only one. What are you? Tell me right now. What are you excited for in the Marvel phase? Oh God, what?
Oh yeah, man. What am I excited? I'll tell you. I
told you there's 3 things I'm excited. I don't count.
There's a lot that I'm excited for.
Spider-Man.
How can you not count Spider-Man? You have to count Spider-Man. How do you not count Spider-Man?
No, because he's never going to be properly integrated into this Disney universe because Sony's making their whole Spider universe.
Well, he's
always going to be
integrated.
A bit player.
No, he's
He'll make
integrated.
little cameos. No.
You're telling me that in Infinity War it was a little cameo.
But that's the last they're going to get of him. All Sony wanted was the big show, the big Spider-Man, and now they're going to go off. They got Venom. They're going to do Carnage. Okay, they're going to do what? The Sinister Six.
Yeah, Morbius is coming.
And they're not going to let you use Spider. I mean, they'll give you little bit parts, but he's not going to get a major role. He's not going to be a major part of those Marvel things.
Well, he's going to be probably in his own. Like I've been hearing about, and I don't know how true this is, but I've been hearing about they're going to do this trilogy. Him in college and then him as an adult. Like they want Tom Holland for a long time. Like Hugh Jackman was Wolverine for a long time. Disney and Sony, because Sony is making money. Sony makes more money off of the Spider-Man movies than Marvel does. But Marvel makes money off of the Spider-Man merchandising.
What do they get? What do they get from Infinity War? I mean, I get that they get a payday, but everybody's in that fucking movie. They don't get that much.
Well, Sony as part of the contract was having him over there. So Sony actually didn't get anything out of that. But Sony made the money off of Spider-Man Far From Home. Merch actually is owned by Disney.
Then they're getting a raw fucking deal. They're not getting a raw fucking deal. They've established Tom Holland. They're not going to give him the Marvel for anything more than little bit parts, and they're going to make a Spider Universe. We already know they're making a Spider Universe.
Well, yeah, but okay.
I don't count Far From Home. Far From Home will be the last real tie-in of the Marvel Universe, and then
no. There was already there. They're going to have Doctor Strange and Spider-Man No Way Home. Right, Doctor Strange is already. I saw a fucking shot from outside of the Sanctum Sanctorum on the street level shit from Spider-Man No Way Home. Right, so it's like clearly there is stuff that's going on there. They're gonna tie it all in because Spider-Man No Way Home is a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Venom and Morbius right now are effectively not, but in the Morbius trailer, we saw Michael Keaton as Vulture. So we know that they're bringing him over, which means, and the only way they could bring him over is if they were to deal with Marvel, because the way the rights break down for this is that the characters that appear in No Way Home and Homecoming and Far From Home are basically outside of Spider-Man, outside of Tom Holland and Spider-Man, they are all just insulated to that world, meaning that like Ned and MJ can, like Zendaya and Jacob, whatever his name is, they cannot appear as those characters in either a Marvel movie or a Sony movie that is not a Spider-Man movie. Same with Aunt May. Marissa Tomei cannot play Aunt May in Tom Holland Spider-Man for Sony only. So because those characters are locked into that agreement, which means if you're seeing Michael Keaton's Vulture appear in Morbius, there was a deal signed between Sony and Marvel went back in 2019 when all that shit went down 2 years ago. So they are clearly.
What do you make of these rumors that Tom Holland gets raped in Spider-Man No Way Home? Do you think
they very similar to the rumors that Shang-Chi has got a rape scene 45 minutes in?
I don't know. Yeah, I heard that Shang-Chi 45 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, I was reading a website tonight called VictoryNewsNetwork.com.
I don't know.
Yeah,
source.
I keep saying I don't know if it's very trusted. I don't know. I can look at the.
I heard midway through Spider-Man Far From Home. Magento comes back. What's his name? Mysterio comes back.
Magento.
It might be a dream sequence, but Tom Holland gets brutally raped, and I don't know. I don't feel good about that. Hopefully, it's just a rumor. I hope.
Is it coming from We Got This Covered?
It might. I think it might be,
or maybe FandomWire.com. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be Geeks and Gamers.
It might be Geeks and Gamers.
It might be. I can't remember.
Oh, if that was the case, they would run with that for years and years and years. Oh my God, is it Andre Cedino? That could be that guy too. Yeah. So
God, did you see Grace Randolph's take on Suicide Squad? What was that about?
I haven't seen that yet. I heard something.
Did you see the clip I put up on YouTube? Or on Twitter? Sorry, on Twitter. I put on Twitter.
Of Grace?
Yeah, it's like a minute long.
No, let me find it.
Can you play it on the show? Is that
yeah,
possible?
I can play it on the show. Yeah. Yeah.
You should watch this. It's ridiculous.
Okay, here, hold on.
And then we'll get back to the Marvel stuff.
I'm just trying to. Okay, there it is, right here.
But this will illustrate why I think that DC is killing it. This is a perfect example.
Well, I mean, all things. This is Grace Randolph, so take that with an absolute grain of fucking salt.
She's got a big following. I don't know where she got it from.
She used to write for Marvel Comics, and what she does is she very much utilizes trailer reactions to get into the algorithms on those things. That's why she'll do a trailer reaction for everything. And it's just like, it's stupid, but that's my take on it, at least. All right, let's.
I had an idea for a trailer, some video series. I should have wrote it down.
You should. All right, let's see this here. Hold on.
I actually had to look away over the top gore. I actually had to look away several times because at a point you started to realize when it was coming, and I was like, I don't want to see that. So I would look away a couple of times. Tons of innocent people killed. I'm surprised that more people aren't making a comment about that, especially because almost all of them, I'd say 99%, are impoverished people of color who have no agency in their lives within the film. And I think they correlate with people in real life who have no agency, and that's a problem. And also, they certainly have no agency as characters in the film. They're all secondary or extras. Oh. They don't even have the benefit of having lines, and for the most part. And there's no repercussions for their murders. They're like, oh, it's crazy, these are bad. And you're like, you just murdered all those people. Over the top.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
Here's why DC's killing it. Because middle-aged white women are shocked and horrified, which is exactly what you want. That means you're doing something right.
Oh my God!
Middle-aged white women are mad. You did something right.
But I was told, I haven't watched the review yet, but I was told that Grace at one point says something about it's anti-conservatism, like the movie's anti-conservatism.
I haven't watched the whole thing. I was skipping around.
Yet she says there that, like, impoverished people of color die and there's no consequences. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't fucking seen the movie, but it's like, what the fuck oh my fucking God.
It's the Suicide Squad. They're killing everybody.
I mean, well, and I think I know what part she's explicitly referring to.
What part she's talking about.
And that part was funny as shit.
One of the best parts in the movie. And you're going to go, yeah, but they were like slightly brown, so you should feel really bad for laughing at it.
It's not.
No, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God. RJ here says, I told you her review was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy. Holy shit.
She also says that the movie has full frontal nudity.
It does.
And when do you see a weenus?
You see a weenus a couple times. So one of them
I just saw him in his underwear.
No. Yes. So in that same scene where she's referring to, at one point there is a dude who just has I think a green tank top on. And when he falls back, like a huge fucking dick just flings up. So it's there, you see it. And then also there's a shot with you do get to see Weasel's penis in one shot.
Oh, whatever.
So, full, and that's I know full. Well, but then again, when they go to the titty bar, there's a topless chick on the railing. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is an R-rated movie with a lot of gore, and she's squeamish about a dick. I'm just saying, it's like,
it's a very silly situation.
It's such a weird thing. She watches these movies. People die all the time, but you can almost see the gore coming. Oh my God. Yeah. That's part of the insanity of the movie is how oh my God, God forbid somebody shows her the unrated Paul Verhoeven director's cut of RoboCop. She'll have it.
I don't know. Yeah. What was she expecting? I mean, it's very baffling. Were you expecting the last Suicide Squad where the only person who dies is a guy Slipknot who you introduced 15 minutes before? They're literally called the Suicide Squad. That term has a certain thing you should infer from it.
Yeah.
And as I say in my review, James Gunn went hard in the paint. He's killing everybody. Good for him. I called him the Wes Anderson of murdering people, and I believe that. The movie was stylish. Oh my God, the style!
Yeah.
It took little stylish risks. I'm worried that some of these critics, some of these YouTube critics, are gonna go, but why weren't they taking cover during that scene? Why couldn't the bad guys see that? Shut up! It's style over your little plot hole nitpicks.
Oh, I know. You know, it was funny you say that because I found this interesting quote from Guillermo del Toro. I'm paraphrasing it. But basically, he was talking about, because he used to be a movie critic in Mexico before he got into making movies, and he talked about like the point of a critic is to describe the art to the person, and whether it with what it seeks out to do, if it completes what it seeks out to do, or if it fails in what it seeks out to do, but still find a way to explain that to the person reading, so they have a better understanding of the art and perhaps and the context. And I'm like, yeah, man, I think that's the better way to look at it rather than like, this is fucking lame. Oh my God, there's a fucking male. Did she fucking, I don't know, clutch her pearls and couch faint during Watchmen?
Did she watch like any Tarantino film? What does she say about Tarantino stuff? Does Tarantino get a pass?
I don't know. Does she like write to her congresswoman? Once
upon a time in Hollywood, you set a 16-year-old on fire with a flamethrower. Like, come on. It's great.
Shit, I haven't seen the movie, so there you go. I haven't seen it yet.
How have you not seen what you cocksucker? Go watch it.
Yeah, I need to. It's been 2 years. I didn't even realize. A lot's gone on in my life in 2 years. 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I haven't watched a lot of movies.
2 years ago, my daughter was born, so it's been kind of my second daughter.
Yeah.
Who just turned 2 today. So it's like there's been a lot going on. I'm just now. It's hard for me to watch anything. Like I've watched fucking Boss Baby. The new Boss Baby movie like 20 times, a million times. I like the movie, but I've seen it a lot.
Not gonna lie, I love that Boss Baby.
Right? Have you watched the Netflix show?
No, I've only seen
Watch the fucking Netflix show, dude. It's a good
really
show.
Good.
It's a solid show. Like at the end of that show, I was literally like sad.
Was it Back in Business?
Yeah, Boss Baby Back in Business. And then like Boss Baby the movie 2 is Boss Baby Family Business, and that's actually really solid too. I never thought I would say, man. I never thought I would be all for the Boss Baby franchise, but I stand it, dude. I stand it hardcore. So, but I watched. I hung
out with a guy who he was a programmer, and while he programmed, him and his team, they just had Glengarry Glen Ross on loop, and they probably watched it several hundred times and could repeat it from. So, I love Alec Baldwin.
Oh, who doesn't? I
was indoctrinated into it.
Well, you kind of have to be watching Hunt for Red October. What was it? No, not The Getaway. That was William Baldwin. That was what was the more
one? Billy Baldwin.
Billy, yeah. What was that? Vampires, right? Wasn't Billy in Vampires?
There's some story that what do you call it? Alec Baldwin wrote a cowboy movie starring all the Baldwins, and I think they were upset because they're like, "This is how he thinks of us." Or like, I think he made Billy Baldwin like an idiot, like drunk or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, and they were like, "We refuse to be in this."
Yeah, I don't blame them. Well, then I loved how they were made fun of in South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut when they were bombed by the Canadians. And it was Dave Foley who voiced the Baldwin brothers in that movie.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's like Brent Spiner voiced Conan O'Brien, Minnie Driver voiced Brooke Shields. So like her one line was, I farted once on the set of Blue Lagoon. It was just awesome, crazy as shit. So anyway, so let me kind of.
Well, I was gonna say, here's the best way. Here's how we bring that conversation back around. Suicide Squad did what DC needs to do. You need to go R-rated at this point. We've spent too much time in the happy-go-lucky PG-13 superhero world. I don't know what's left there. What's left there? What is Shang-Chi gonna bring to the table? It's just gonna be the same Marvel movie I've already seen, but it's about a Chinese guy. Okay, and I guess it's more kung fu than the other ones. Okay, but it's still gonna be the same A to B, seen it a million times character arc. It's gonna. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Well, look, that's pretty much most movies. To be fair, all right, like most movies these days.
Okay, but the superhero genre has been beaten into the ground. So what superhero properties are getting the most buzz? All right. Can you name what's getting the most buzz?
The Boys, Invincible.
The Boys. Invincible, yes.
Suicide Squad, yeah. No,
Suicide Squad, correct.
People want violent comic book movies. They want those adaptations.
Thank you.
You know, and I agree with you. I agree with you. But here's the way
audience is sick of this cloying WandaVision, pulling your punches, little jokes for the kids. No, I'm an adult now. I mean, I was an adult, but now I'm a bigger adult. I don't want to watch kids' movies anymore. And so Marvel's in this situation where they're like, well, we want to keep making movies for the kids, and maybe the next generation of kids will be into it, but you're going to lose the adult fans. Absolutely, they're leaving, and they're going to leave.
They're not leaving though. The WandaVision, no, they're not. Come on, they're not gone. They're not gone.
WandaVision,
Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Numbers? They were in. It was. I don't have the specific numbers, but the Nielsen ratings put it at very high for all three of those shows.
Like, there's nothing else to watch. There's
always something else to watch.
Once there's an alternative, once DC is there and they go, hey, you ready to nut up or shut up? All right, you ready to watch Batman punch this guy through a wall? You ready to watch Joker shooting people in the face? Hell's the fuck yeah, man. That's where we're going.
And I agree with you. That's the kind of shit I want to see coming out of DC. And I want to see that even coming out of Marvel. Like, give me the Punisher. Give me more John Bernthal Punisher completely unchecked. Let him do his thing.
Some Dredd. Let's get Dredd in the mix.
Well, I mean, listen. We can debate. We all agree on Dredd. My God.
Right.
Do you know who fucking owns the Dredd IP right now? Rebellion. The people behind Sniper Elite.
Oh, the game company?
The game company. They own 2000 AD Comics. And I'm saying, like, you fuckers have got the rights, and you at least make good, violent video games.
Make a game. Yeah,
give us a Dredd game. I like the Zombie Army trilogy. That shit's fucking fun, you know. But it's like, give me a Dredd game. Do something with the property, because there's been this rumored Mega City Amazon TV show or some shit, or Netflix show they've talked about for years. No movement on. It's like, dude, the fucking movie. I love Dredd. I think Dredd is like a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. And I would love to see more of that, but it's so, oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking, this is the thing with that. Do you know that movie was independently financed for $50 million?
Yeah, I did know that.
Like, it's kind of funny you bring that up, because it's like Matthew Vaughn, right? I love Matthew Vaughn movies.
Yeah.
And like Kick-Ass, Stardust is one that's criminally underrated in my opinion. And then also he's got the Kingsman stuff. Now, he's got this new movie, this movie called Argyle. Have you heard of that one?
No, I have not seen that.
So Argyle is a new spy thriller franchise. It's based on a book that's not even out yet. The book doesn't even come out until next year, but Matthew Vaughn read an early manuscript copy of it, loved it, bought the rights, and started putting together this movie. It's got like Bryce Dallas Howard, Henry Cavill, a lot of other actors are in it. And he was looking to independently finance it, because that's how Matthew Vaughn does it, through Marv Pictures. And then they were going to put it out there. I forget, through Netflix or something is what I've been hearing. But Apple TV is now going to put up $200 million to buy this movie.
Wow.
And
why?
Like, I don't know. I mean,
make it a franchise or what?
Yeah, because it's going to be a series of books, and they want to establish a franchise. Because here's the thing, Henry Cavill won't be the next James Bond. So why not have him be this Bond-like person in Argyle? Because, Warner's is never going to do another goddamn Man from U.N.C.L.E., which they should, because that movie was great. Although Armie Hammer is definitely kind of persona non grata at this point in time.
Yeah, what did he do? He wasn't he trying to eat women, or what was his thing?
Well, it's like, light cannibalism, I guess. He never ate anybody, but it was like accusations of like emotional abuse and things like that. And so, I mean,
who was trying to eat people? Was that somebody else?
No, that was Army. There was like he had made like the comments about how he would want to, like, eat somebody or be a cannibal. And yeah. I mean, look, the dude.
We can all sympathize with that on some level. I
mean, I don't really have.
You're not supposed to agree with that, Matt. That was a test, and you failed.
No, I said I don't.
Not. I wouldn't eat women. You're disgusting.
I guess it depends on what part of the woman you're going to eat. Are you going to be a hero, Vito? Are you going to be a hero?
I don't go downtown. I can't do it. I don't have stamina. My tongue gets tired too quick.
You can fucking talk a lot. You could easily go down.
Yeah, I have a short tongue, I think, though.
Then you just got to get in there deeper. It requires practice.
I think they make tongue attachments now for a longer tongue.
Jesus Christ, man.
I should get one of those.
Maybe that might be a thing. I mean, if you're gonna go, you know, vagina spelunking.
Extension. Yeah, spelunking. I'll check AliExpress.
Yeah, I do. By the way, I do see the super chats. We're just in this conversation right now, so I'm just letting this conversation play out before I get to everything. But the thing is, though,
Marvel's screwed, and you agree? Because
I don't agree. Marvel's screwed. I don't agree. Marvel's screwed. I think Marvel is expanding the universe. They're expanding the lore, and they're whatever they're building to. They're legitimately building to it using multiple mediums.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what Ant-Man's up to. Can't wait.
well, I'm hoping it's better than Ant-Man 2 because Ant-Man and the Wasp was the most inconsequential fucking Marvel movie I've seen. Even more so than Captain Marvel. And that's saying
I can't
something.
wait to see more Captain Marvel. I finally, I put off watching that movie until this year. And
finally? You finally saw it?
It's so bad.
It's inconsequential.
No.
It's inconsequential.
It's inconsequential, but that doesn't even matter. Just the fact that she literally has a fight scene to "I'm just a girl." I'm like, you didn't have to do that. I get it, right? I get that it's a girl. Like, do you really think the audience is that fucking stupid that we don't get? Oh, it's a female superhero. Come on.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. And it was she was also never
mean. I forgot to tell you.
She was never in any danger. She was never ever going to be like, she could never physically be harmed. It was all a mental game. And I kind of liked that aspect of it, but it was handled so poorly.
Yeah.
And then of course,
I like when a man tells her you're not allowed to ride go-karts because you're a woman. When has that conversation ever happened on Earth?
I don't know.
Was that okay? To be fair, she grew up in the 80s. Was there a big anti-women driving go-karts movement that I was not aware of?
I mean, I grew up next to a Malibu Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And I don't remember there being any kind of thing.
I don't remember any signage that said no vaginas on the track. I don't remember that.
I know the Little Rascals came out in 93, but He-Man Woman Haters Club didn't really catch on.
Yeah.
In any capacity. So, clearly
the
not.
The second you start writing a script where a man goes, you can't ride a go-kart, you're a woman, throw that script out. You got a bad script. Not good. Not useful. And again, but am I wrong in saying that they wanted Captain Marvel to be the next Captain America? It seems like that was the very obvious direction. Am I wrong?
No, they didn't want her to be the next Captain America. They wanted her. Look, because there's a difference between the cosmic side of Marvel and the Earth-based side of Marvel. And what they wanted was Captain Marvel to kind of lead the charge for the cosmic side of it. And they kind of did that with James Gunn. Kind of opened it up with 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy, and took us out there. And that was a gamble for Marvel to do. They were actually really worried about that, and he knocked it out of the park. And the movie did over $700 million. And so with Captain Marvel, like the thing was, Captain Marvel did well because of the slingshot effect, because it was so close to Endgame, and it was just going to make
nothing
money.
Else to watch.
There was
you're like, oh, I'm excited for Endgame. I might as well go see this thing.
Yeah. But here's the thing most people don't know about. Even when Endgame opened up, Endgame was number one. I forget how many hundreds of millions it made. Number two was Captain Marvel that weekend with $10 more million. So there were people out there that either were like, man, I really want to go see Captain Marvel before I go watch Endgame, or Endgame is sold out, so I might as well go watch Captain Marvel. And they spent $10 million. I felt really bad for those people because I have desire to watch Captain Marvel ever again.
Well, speaking of highest grossing films with Avengers Endgame at number 2, here's another reason Marvel's screwed. Avatar Cinematic Universe is coming. And there ain't going to be no stopping that train. Big Jimmy Cameron bringing Avatar down on the world. You're done, Marvel. Everyone is clamoring for 1 million Avatar movies. It's over. Pack it up.
Now, here's the thing with this. I know that you're being facetious, and I know exactly what you're trying to do, but I agree with you.
You think Avatar's going to put up numbers? You think Avatar's going to put up numbers? No.
Absolutely. Avatar's going to pull fucking numbers. Absolutely, man.
I'm still mad that Jimmy Cameron didn't direct Battle Angel Alita. He promised, and then
he'd wanted to do a trilogy, I know, but I think Rodriguez did a fine enough job, and he didn't throw Rodriguez under the bus like he did with Tim Miller.
I mean, I don't know if James Cameron wrote that script. That script is broken. As well as a longtime Battle Angel Alita fan, enough people did not watch my Battle Angel Alita review, my big one, where I go through a lot of the mistakes they made. Look, it was better than it could. It was better than I expected. Let's put it that way. But
yeah, I like Battle Angel Alita.
I like it, but it's missing a lot of the stuff that made the thing is, work.
But that is an adaptation of a fucking manga, dude. You're not going to be able to do that in a 2-hour movie. You know?
No, but you could have matched the tone a little more. It's not cyberpunk enough. He made it look like a friggin' resort. Everybody's wearing flip-flops and sandals. No. It's cyberpunk. Everybody should have friggin' robot arms.
Maybe they were a little bit worried about Ghost in the Shell having come out 2 years prior and bombed.
No, maybe that's what they were worried about. Robert Rodriguez wanted to add his what is he, Hispanic?
Yeah.
Wanted to add some Hispanic flavor to the movie.
I don't think that was a problem.
I think it was. You haven't read the originals, so you wouldn't even know.
I haven't read.
You don't even need to read it. Go watch it. You can watch the original.
Is there an anime?
They did a OVA. Are you aware of the term OVA? Original video animation. Basically a movie. It's a 2-part movie, but
okay.
It's the same exact plot segment as the. Actually, it's probably what James Cameron saw. I don't think James Cameron read. I mean, I'm sure at some point he read the manga, but I'm pretty sure he watched this movie first. And because some of the stuff that is in the live action movie comes straight from this animation, which was stuff not in the manga. So he definitely used that. Yeah.
Well, I know. I remember.
But you should watch it. It's like an hour long. I think it's even on YouTube.
I'll go give it a shot.
Look up Battle Angel OVA.
All right, because I know Cameron with that movie specifically had optioned. I think he wanted it to be a trilogy, and he had like planned it out as a trilogy. I mean, that was a show, Dark Angel, from back in 2000.
That was him just being like, I want to make Battle Angel Alita, but I'm not going to make it yet. I'll make a TV show.
Yeah, I'll make a TV show with Jessica Alba. I watched the fuck out of that show back in 2000 because I was like, Jessica Alba is who.
I mean, if you go watch my video, I go through the whole timeline, all his statements, starting in like, I think he started making statements right after Titanic. He said, the next thing I'm working on is called Battle Angel Alita. And then he started working on Avatar, and he said, all right, well, I want to use Avatar so I can figure out the CG process and how the graphics are going to work. And then I'll make Battle Angel Alita. But he did not know that Avatar was going to be the highest grossing film of all time. All the plans went out the window. We got a whole Avatar verse now.
Well, here's the thing with that. So they're doing Avatar 2, Avatar 3. Those are being shot right now. And then when those are done, they're going to do Avatar 4 and Avatar 5, provided Disney will put up the money, because now Disney owns 20th Century. I think that because of the popularity of the Pandora ride at Walt Disney World, the upcoming Pandora video game, the Avatar video game being done by Massive Studio, the guys behind The Division over at Ubisoft, that's going to reignite a lot of the passion. I recently went back and I watched Avatar again. I watched it on Disney Plus. And the thing is, that movie's 2.5 hours long. And in the first 18 minutes of that movie, you get all the exposition you fucking need. You get all the exposition you need. And then Jake Sully is in the Avatar and he's on the planet.
Where do you go from there?
I don't know.
What do you do in the Avatar?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. I don't fucking know. All I know is that in this one,
Pocahontas already fucking won. They already won.
I think the humans are going to maybe come back. Apparently, Stephen Lang is going to be back as the villain. Sigourney Weaver is apparently back. Like, anyone who died in Avatar is apparently returning. I think sans Michelle Rodriguez. But I don't know what's going to happen with all that. It's entirely possible. Like, look, Cameron spent a long time crafting out these 4 movies. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be pure shit. But any way you look at it, they're going to market the fuck out of that movie. And the reason why it's going to be successful, Vito, and I'm telling you this right now, is because of the experience. You may sit there and think Avatar is a shit movie, but you'll always remember the first time you saw it, and you'll always remember the experience. And the experience is going to be what sells tickets.
I remember thinking I did not drink enough before coming to this theater.
Did you see it in 3D IMAX, though?
I saw it in 3D. I don't remember.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck. 3D IMAX is what I'm talking about. So I should have specified. Because 3D on that was pretty bad. Like, we had it. Okay, so I was working at a drive-in at the time. And I saw it in 3D IMAX. And then I tried watching it in 2D at the theater that night. And like it paled in comparison to the 3D IMAX. Like, my dad went and saw, I think, like 3 times in 3D IMAX. I went another time to go see it. A bunch of my friends went back multiple times to go see it in 3D IMAX because it was the experience in that setting. And now the technology is better, and they're going to be able to like probably recapture a lot of that without the need for 3D. It's going to be able, you know, because we've gone a long way on that front now. So I don't know. I just think like people, they're going to really play up the experience, because you know there's going to be a commercial that's like, do you remember the first time you saw Avatar, or the first time you went to Pandora? And they're going to show like a montage of Jake Sully like getting his, you know, legs.
It's been too long. It's been too. Nobody remembers. I don't even remember. All I remember about Avatar is a guy.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
A handicapped guy rides a dragon. They got to get the unobtainium.
I do still think the unobtainium is
sparkling lights. It's fine, whatever. What was I gonna say? And then a bunch of people were having like weird psychiatric crises because they're like, "Why don't I live on Pandora? Why don't I have a deep connection where I can jam my brainstem into somebody else's brainstem and have thought sex or whatever the fuck was going on?"
Well, I mean, all things considered, it would save on pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy, and STDs. If Demolition Man taught us nothing, it's that we should have a way to have virtual sex that is not only emotionally fulfilling, but physically satisfying.
The second I can have sex with my PlayStation, I will know I am living in the glory age. Do you want to read these super chats? I feel bad.
Yeah. Let's get to the super chats. And I know there's the one last thing I want to touch on with this, which is the Louis C.K. thing. And then I know you said you had about an hour, and we're coming up on that hour.
Yeah, we'll whatever topics you got, I'll plow through.
All right. Thanks, man. This has been a lot of fun. Okay. So Command Unit here with 15 shekels. We have a guy from Israel who chimes in quite a bit, and that's awesome. It says, I really enjoyed Shadow of Mordor / War, and something like that would be nice if it was an original story set in the Middle Earth setting.
What would be better in Middle Earth? Test 1. Did I lose you? Did I unplug my mic? Something broke.
Yeah, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. There's sometimes StreamYard will fluctuate on the it's terrible sometimes. But it happens. Yeah, never mind. I pay for the professional plan. So let's see here. Connor, real quick here, says, please tell Vito I said hi. Connor Steiner.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Connor. Thank you very much for that, by the way. We just had a lot of super...
What does Connor think about the Spider-Man rape scene? Maybe
Connor has a good take on that. I don't know. We'll get to that here in a second. But the Shadow of War video game, Shadow of Mordor video game, where it was kind of an original story. Where
first one was good.
The second one kind of lost me. I will admit, the second one lost me.
The second one, I think, did a lot of like weird DLC stuff that people were mad about.
Oh yeah, you couldn't beat. Like I think the true ending was locked behind a DLC.
Jesus.
And even I was just on Xbox Store last night, and I saw that they've got the Game of the Year of War for like 75-80% off. It's like $12, and you get all the DLC. And I'm like, well, I don't have it on Xbox. But then I decided to buy Chivalry 2 instead, and I had a lot of fun.
Do you have a PS4, PS5? What do you got?
I got PS4, Xbox One S, and the Switch.
I'm gonna say right now, I don't know if you saw my tweet. I go into GameStop and they go, listen, you buy 5 used games as long as they're $20 or under. We make them $10 each. $10 a game. It's a pretty good deal.
It's not bad.
It's a good time to stock up on PS4 games. I got Control. I got Dead or Alive. I got a bunch of stuff. I'm a big game collector, so that's my advice. Stock up now.
You are a big collector, yeah. I haven't gone into a GameStop in a long time. I just never find myself over by there.
But, I got that GameStop card. You get $5 certificate every month. And I just use it to purchase a pack of Magic cards.
There you go.
It's a good deal.
That's, I guess, Magic's still so fucking huge. I don't get it personally, but anyway, Command Unit dropped another 15 shekels. Thank you, sir. Says YouTube is just being sensitive with the 20-year anniversary coming, with the over demonetization stuff. I think so. YouTube, where it was 10 years ago versus where it is now, is so vastly different. I mean, even Rich from Review Tech is like, fuck doing news. I'm just going to do live streams. Never mind, he's got nearly 1 million subs on his channel, and still, like, the news apparently is not pulling in that much, or it's just constant demonetization.
Dude, huge channels, it doesn't matter I don't know what they did to the algorithm, and I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, Are they purposely seeing like how little they can pay everybody and still have them produce content? I'm worried that's what they're doing. Because that's what all these big tech companies do. Like Uber, they're like, what is the bare minimum I can pay these people and have them still work for us?
Yeah. And well, I mean, I drive Uber Eats, man, and I'll pretty much do that exclusively most nights, and I still pull in about $30 an hour. So
yeah, what's their cut? It's this weird. They run these weird algorithms, these weird tests to try and milk whatever dollar they can out of the equation. It's weird.
Oh yeah, well I had to go get an ultrasound yesterday for my hernia, and I was talking with the ultrasound clerk. We're talking about Uber and stuff, and she goes like, oh yeah, she's like, I make a lot of money doing this. She's like, I make a lot of money doing what I do. I still can't bring myself to pay those prices. For food. And I'm like, people do, man. People do. I get where your position. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I deliver enough of it. If I want to go get food, I'll just go get it myself and come home.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I should not. DoorDash is bleeding me dry, but
yeah, they'll do that.
The way I look at it though is I'm like, man, I'm saving an hour by not going to get it. And I just work all the time. So theoretically I'm like, I can translate that into making money, hopefully.
That is definitely an idea.
Cost benefit analysis.
So let's get back into these super chats here. Jeremy McAndrew for $5 says, I would become an executive in Hollywood and create a live action Family Guy series just so I could cast Vito as Peter. Spitting image, am I right?
Lois, remember the time? I can't do it.
What? Who was that?
Lois. It's more Boston though.
Yeah, they're from
Harvard Yard. Lois,
I can't do it either. Yeah,
I can do it if I get in the right.
Right, you can do the voice.
Lois.
Lois.
No, I can't. I fucking suck.
The only one
yeah. I have a theory that I need to start doing more of an accent on YouTube. I think accents are the surefire path to, because you know what? I look at some of these other guys who are doing the same thing I do, and I'm like, I think I'm funnier than these guys. I think people are just addicted to the accent, man.
Well, there's a lot. Yeah, the accent. My mom told me this one time when I was younger. She goes, you can tell me anything you want as long as you tell me with an accent. You know,
it's the same thing with like guys like Simon Cowell, Piers Morgan. They bring them over because everybody thinks a British accent means you're sophisticated.
Yeah, well, that's kind of I think how Sargon of Akkad got so big. Absolutely. And I know Carl, I like Carl, but let's be fair, he's got some really terrible takes, but he does it with a very distinct.
Would PewDiePie be popular if he spoke in American? Nope, not at all.
No,
why? It's got a sing-song quality to the voice that you like.
You know, I've been working on my Watto impersonation.
Oh, that'll work. Yeah, that's
on the show.
Want.
Yeah, Vito. You know, it's terrible. It's very
just an ethnic stereotype.
Yeah, it is.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. All right.
Vito. Not okay.
Yeah, you do a good one too, man. All right. H Bart's here.
Did you see that Uncle Roger guy? You know that Uncle Roger guy?
No.
Where he's just doing an offensive Chinese accent, but because he's Asian, it's somehow okay. I'm like, that's cheating. That's literally cheating. He goes, it's Uncle Roger, make fried rice for all of you. And I'm like, and then if you hear his normal voice, just a normal voice. I'm like, no. You're not allowed to do the racist Chinese voice just because you are Chinese. That seems like cheating to me.
I think it's not cheating, but it's definitely like massaging the system.
I'm not allowed to do it. Why am I not allowed? Why?
But aren't you Italian? You could do an Italian. You could do like
Italian. I want to do a Chinese one though.
Uncle
Roger make a pork fried rice special #1 combo. Is a most tasty orange or chicken. Why can't I'm just as good at the voice.
I mean,
why does he get to do it and I can't?
Here's the thing. Talk to Rachel Dolezal. Figure it out on that front. All right. Like
either it's funny or it's not funny. It doesn't make sense that it's funny when a Chinese guy does it, but it's not funny when I don't get it.
I don't know. That was that one guy who was going to get hired for Saturday Night Live, Shane something or another. And he was doing that same kind of voice on his podcast. He wasn't
even really doing it. Did you hear the clip?
I did hear the clip, yeah.
Yeah, and he goes to a Chinese restaurant, and his girlfriend is like, I can't wait to get the tasty nooder. And he's like, baby, you can't say that in here. And I'm like, he was coming down on racism. He was, like, he did the voice, but he was still, he was like, no, you can't say that in the Chinese restaurant. Oh, what a tasty noodle. Oh, so tasty. He's like, baby, we're literally in a Chinese restaurant right now. You have to stop. And I'm like, that's a good joke. That's not anti-Asian.
At the time,
hashtag stop Asian hate. I know. I'm stopping Asian hate. I do it every day.
Haven't you been getting accused of that today?
I did get accused of it because I made fun of Shang-Chi, and then an Asian lady goes, why are you spreading Asian hate? And I told her, I'm like, I just hate movies made for communist China. Do you live in communist China? She's like, no. I'm like, well, then I'm not mad. I'm not making fun of you. What do you care? I love Asian people. I wish I was Asian. I told her that. I think I would be a great Asian. I think I'd be really good at it.
Well, maybe one day you'll get your wish and trans nationalism,
transracialism, coming.
Is it that the next big thing? Go to Trinidad and get the surgery.
You see that guy who became Korean? You can't even tell them apart.
You completely missed my Trinidad joke, but
yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
The Trinidad joke was where people used to have to go in order to get sex change surgeries. Like
that
before,
true?
Yeah, like they had to go to
like did it in like the Netherlands first.
I heard Trinidad. Maybe I'm thinking of fucking South Park when South Park made fun of that. Maybe I'm thinking of South Park. I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, look it up. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, here H-Bart's here. $5, man. Thank you. Says I liked all the main cast in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Was just shit as a show. I like the show a lot, but I get your point there. Thank you for that, H-Barts. Command Unit here says I want 18 plus Ant-Man. And it goes on to say that Ant-Man comics would be R-rated if adapted to movies. You know what? They definitely toned it down for comedic effect, and they definitely, I think, kind of like screwed a couple things up with that in regards to how they presented the character, which is why also I believe at this point they're just kind of treating it like it is just nothing more than the comedic effect. All right, here. Okay, see here. Fourth 1000 says BSC adults are not leaving. As long as the kids watch superhero movies, the adults end up taking them or ordering it. Well, that's true. Black Widow did pull in $60 million in the premiere access. However, the studies recently came out that showed that a lot of the memberships for Disney Plus are actually single person households. So a lot of the people that have Disney Plus are adults that live by themselves.
I got to get what's that thing where you get Disney Plus and Hulu and whatever else, the triple triad? What's that called?
The streamer bundle.
The streamer bundle.
Yeah.
Is that like a limited time thing?
No, it's been around. I don't know why they did that thing the other day. I don't know why they did that whole stream and then had Dave Bautista come out and do this little bit. That bundle had been there forever. And I need to get it because
good deal. It's only $14. It's $20 if you get that's better. What am I paying for Disney? Like $9?
$8 I pay. So yeah, for me, it's like I pay for Hulu. I've had Hulu for years. I pay for the commercial free version of it. That's like $13. And then I pay $8. So I actually might save myself $1 per month if I upgrade that plan and then get rid of, I don't know, one of them. And then I don't want ESPN.
But
and if ESPN started showing me like fucking esports, then maybe, or like if we could get like, ESPN 8, the Ocho, and get the dodgeball references.
They at one point they had Magic the Gathering tournaments on ESPN too.
No shit.
You can find the records. I don't think they did very well though.
Probably not. It'd be very boring for most ESPN players.
Switch to the Disney bundle for $13.99. Of course I'm doing that. What am I, an idiot?
It's a solid business move. All right, let me get back into some more super chats here. McLeod here, 5 Canadian, thank you, says it's like how Star Trek is appealing to the more adult crowd with the Lower Deck show, and then also Star Trek Prodigy for the kids on Nickelodeon, and that's also very true. Star Trek is trying to run the gamut for attracting new people, like the Rick and Morty crowd for Star Trek Lower Decks is getting that crowd interested in watching this more adult themed animated show. And then Prodigy will be on Nickelodeon, which will introduce kids to Star Trek that way. And I know, I got into it with someone on Twitter today about that. And they're saying like, well, Star Trek originally was like, wasn't woke. And I'm like, Star Trek was absolutely woke. It He's like, oh, it was just written better. It was just written better. And I'm like, no, you're more aware of it now. You didn't know what you were watching when you were a kid.
It was. I mean, maybe TNG. No, a lot of it is not written better. A lot of it's real bad.
Well, it's always been. I mean, some of it's pretty. Yeah, anything.
Well, there's the episode where the half of them are black face on the left and half black. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
In the original series?
The original series, there's an episode where they meet a race of people where one half of their body is white and one half of their body is black. But the two races, some of them have the white half on the left and some of them have the black half on the left. And they're racist towards each other. It was the big racism episode.
Oh, man. It's like, you know what? I'm waiting for the Orville to touch
You're the
that.
Same people. How could you? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Rick and Morty kind of did that with the, what do you call it? The Unity episode where they have the people with different nipples hate each other. They're racist. Remember that one?
Is that from a new season? Because I haven't seen the last two
seasons.
No.
The one where he's dating the hive mind.
Oh, right.
And then, and then Morty and Summer are like, you guys are free. And then they start a race war based on nipples.
Yeah, it's I got to go back and rewatch those shows, man. I like Rick and Morty, not because I think it's like highbrow entertainment, but it's just fucking dumb, and I love that. Sometimes you just want dumb, Sometimes you just want things that are stupid. But when it comes to like properties like Star Trek, like I get it, and it's going to be interpreted by different people. But honestly, I really think Gene Roddenberry would probably be fine with where things are right now.
Gene Roddenberry was the king of the original wokeness. He said, I want an Irishman and a Chinese man working together. You never would have seen that. Or a Japanese man. I guess groundbreaking.
I guess so. But they were in different positions. One was on the bridge and one was in engineering.
Well.
So I mean,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
There was,
but isn't that progressive that he didn't put the Japanese guy in engineering? You think that would be a perfect fit? No. He's a gunner or whatever he was.
Wasn't he? Yeah. Well, he was
He was one of the helmsmen.
Yeah,
he was like a navigator or something.
Him and the vessels guy. Anyway, yeah. I like Star Trek, but I'm just I'm not thinking about it right. I haven't thought about it in a while. Anyway, Thomas Carroll here with 10 Australian. Thank you, Thomas. I know you've been waiting. I appreciate you waiting. It says at one point in the review, going back to Grace Randolph's review of the Suicide Squad, she says that Polka Dot's mother shouldn't be villainized for her behavior. Yet 2 minutes later, she proceeds to villainize the hell out of John Cena. It's an insane review. I mean, like, yeah, without going too far into it, because we really can't without getting into spoiler territory. Yeah, I mean, with what Polka Dot Man said, obviously there is, the mother, like, should be held accountable for how crazy her son became.
In Suicide Squad?
Yeah, in the Suicide Squad, Polka Dot Man's mom.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like that shit was great.
He's got mommy issues.
He's got a lot of mommy issues.
What's wrong with that? There's a problem with that.
But Grace is saying that Polka Dot's mother shouldn't be villainized for her behavior. I gotta watch this review, man.
Did you watch the same fucking movie I watched?
I don't know. Sometimes I really wonder.
I won't give away spoilers at all, but Polka Dot Man's mom, let's just say, she did a bad thing.
Yeah.
Grace Randolph, not insanity.
Oh, absolutely. And then fourth here for $5 says Rodriguez effed Battle Angel. Neil Blomkamp's Elysium had the tone and feel. It was too bright, vibrant, and pleasant.
Blomkamp doing Battle Angel. That would have been good.
That would have been nice. I mean, look, I would have Blomkamp doing Alien 5, Blomkamp doing RoboCop. All of that would have been good. I do want to see his new one, Demonic, which comes out here in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be in theaters and VOD, so I'll check it out probably on VOD. But
Wasn't Aronofsky supposed to do some sci-fi fucking thing?
He was supposed to do well, he was doing a Batman movie. They were in like pre-production.
Oh, what? That would have been good.
They did a lot of Batman. So this is before Warner's canceled the project and brought in Chris Nolan to do Batman Begins.
Oh, he was supposed to do it before.
Aronofsky had spent I think a year or two working on it, and then Warner's was like, nope.
What a kick in the dick.
I don't know, man. I think Batman Begins was a very good movie. So if Aronofsky's a bit of a tough
solid,
sell.
But I'm going to say that Aronofsky would have made it better. Man's a genius.
I don't know. Maybe we would have gotten an ass-to-ass moment.
Have you seen The Wrestler? Come on.
I haven't seen The Wrestler, but I did see Requiem.
You're not allowed to talk about Aronofsky until you see The Wrestler.
I haven't even seen Black Swan.
I have also not seen Black Swan.
So
Black Swan came after The Wrestler.
Did it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the part where Natalie Portman made out with Mila Kunis. That part I've seen.
That's pretty good.
Because that part made its way around. You know.
Look, to be fair, I have seen the first 4 Aronofsky films. I haven't seen anything past The Wrestler, but you got to watch The Wrestler.
Okay.
You got to watch it.
Is it? I know that it exists, so I need to. There's a lot that I need to see.
I guess that's the same as seeing it.
No, it's not the same as seeing it. No, it's not. I need to watch it. I know that it exists.
I'm just fucking.
You know, it's like when I have my hernia surgery, I'll be down for a couple weeks, so I'll probably end up
Make
like
a list
just watching
of movies to see
watch a lot
right
of
now.
films, yeah.
Go start a Google Doc.
Right.
The Wrestler. What else have we decided that you haven't seen?
I haven't seen any of the Godfather movies. But I've seen Juwanna Man, so I feel like I'm okay.
That was like a fun joke, right?
No, I'm literally serious. I've never seen The Godfather. I own them. I have the Blu-ray set.
I'm gonna blow my brains out, Matt. All right, hasn't seen Godfather. All right, I guess we got to do like a whole history of film. Taxi Driver.
Yes, I've seen Taxi Driver.
Raging Bull.
No,
I'm just doing what's his name right now.
Scorsese films. So we should talk about Scorsese actually. Yeah.
Well, what are we gonna talk about? Scorsese? I haven't seen fucking Godfather. There's nothing to talk about. Casino.
I've seen Goodfellas.
Did you see Casino?
No.
Well, there you go. I love
Goodfellas though. I thought it was too long.
The Departed.
Departed was the shit, dude. I fucking loved The Departed.
Real good. Okay. Schindler's List. You seen that one?
I saw it when I was a kid, but like it was really emotionally traumatic for me, so I haven't.
It's a pretty heavy film.
I keep seeing it on 4K for like $15, and I'm like, should I?
I have an entire folder of movies that I use when I do these reviews because I need to call them back. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have what else? I guess I shouldn't say that one.
Yeah. Does it start with the C and end with an Udis?
No. It's a certain German propaganda film which provided some of the basis for Star Wars, to be fair. It's worth watching from a cinematography standpoint. Citizen Kane.
I've seen Citizen Kane, yes.
Thank you. Good. Okay. To be fair, I haven't seen all these. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
No, I haven't seen 2001.
Killing me, Smalls. Killing me.
Oh, whatever. I've seen that movie a bunch.
Okay. Well, that's not one of the top ones. Sandlot, you do not need to watch multiple times.
That is a lie, and you know it. That is a lie, and you know it. Sandlot. Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez would beg to differ, sir.
You've seen all Terminator 1 and 2, of course.
Obviously, I've seen Terminator.
Obviously. Okay. Full Metal Jacket.
Yes, I've seen Full Metal Jacket. I love Full Metal Jacket.
I also love Full Metal. I mean, it's such a white guy thing to say you love Full Metal Jacket. I'm actually always embarrassed when people are like, "What are your favorite movies?" And I go, "I'm literally just naming every white guy movie." But I mean, they're classics for a reason.
They are.
They're classics for a reason. Aladdin, I think you've seen that probably.
Which one? Like the live action or animated?
No, the animated. I'm just messing.
Yeah, of course that's like animated.
Have you seen the extended cut of Jingle All the Way? I have terrible movies in this folder. I didn't even know there was an extended cut.
No, I didn't know.
Extended cut.
I have no idea what would be in the extended cut of Jingle All the Way, but I want to see it.
Doesn't really add anything to the movie.
I think that'd be funny.
All right, I'm gonna go through some of my favorite movies.
All right,
Starship Troopers.
Obviously.
All right. Donnie Darko.
Yes, and I hated it.
Shut up. Which did you see, the director's cut or the original?
I saw the original, but I don't want.
The original is better, actually.
I don't think Richard Kelly is that good of a filmmaker. I'm sorry. Like his most mainstream thing was The Box, and that was tolerable. But at the same time, like Twilight Zone did it.
When I make my 3-hour review of Southland Tales, you will change your mind.
Oh my God, no! I sat through that movie one day.
I love Southland.
How can you? I mean, look, that movie is weird. I need to watch it again.
Well, there's a new director's cut that came out like a couple months ago, so congratulations.
Okay. That one I might see because that was a weird film. Yeah.
You might need to seek out the prequel graphic novels, which do not make it any more coherent. People don't even know that they exist, and I'm one of the few people in the world who still owns them. All right. Well, we like the same movies. Fight Club, yes.
Yes,
love Fight Club. Okay. I think we're on the same page.
Yeah. I mean,
except for this, I've never seen The Godfather.
It's one of those things where like I have not been in a position to like sit down and watch The Godfather. Like I have seen Untouchables a absolute fuckload of times because I love that goddamn movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I know that the two are not the same, De Palma and Coppola, obviously, but I always kind of felt they were kind of somewhat tangentially connected, and just in themes at least. And I've just never been in a position to watch Godfather. Now, a couple years ago, the Blu-ray trilogy came out. I have it. I bought it. It's in a case somewhere. It's like unopened. So I gotta pull it out and give it a watch. You know, it's like
I think that's a good idea. Oh, another Francis Ford Coppola, Apocalypse Now.
No.
Shut it down. Matt, I'm giving you a list. You got to watch both Godfathers. You got to watch Apocalypse Now. Okay. What else did we decide? I think those are the important ones.
Right,
oh, you got to watch Schindler's List again. Come on.
Yeah, because I want to sit down and I want to think about all the horrors of the Holocaust and just, you know, when they kill that priest and shit, that's going to make me fucking well up. I know it.
Hey, you like Batman, right? You like Christian Bale?
Are you talking about Equilibrium?
No, I'm going to give you a deep cut. Empire of the Sun.
Yes, I have seen Empire of the Sun.
I like Empire of the Sun.
I saw that movie a lot. Isn't that the one where they freeze his shit?
What are you talking about? Empire of the Sun is no. You have no.
What am I thinking of?
Movie I'm talking about.
What movie?
Empire. I have. If they freeze him,
the Emperor. I think it's called like the Emperor or something.
Okay. Well, that is
maybe I got those mixed up because Empire of the Sun's a Spielberg film, isn't it?
Empire of the Film is a Spielberg film. It was his first attempt at a World War II film, and he said he didn't want to do Schindler's List because he thought he already covered the ground with Empire of the Sun. But you get a young Christian Bale who looks great kid actor. Playing opposite John Malkovich. It's fantastic.
Interesting.
An older John. It's a go look right now. Go look up Empire of the Sun, Christian Bale.
All right.
No. Like this kid has the look. That was the greatest looking when he gets shaggy and he's living he's in a Japanese internment camp. I look at that and I'm like, that's what Anakin Skywalker should have looked like. This dark, moody kid. He's got a perfect look, man. He's dead behind the eyes.
Isn't that most Christian Bale performances, though?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He had it even as a kid. It was fantastic. Did you ever see the concept art for young Anakin Skywalker?
I'm pretty sure I've seen it over the years, but I can't recall it right now.
Hold on, can I send you a link? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can post it. You can post it in the sidebar in the private chat, and I can bring it up. Let me see here.
You could have made that movie work. I don't know why you got that bowl cut kid, man. Destroyed the whole thing. Where is this friggin'?
Well, it happens. That kid now is considered kind of a criminal.
He is a criminal. Go look at this picture of Anakin Skywalker concept art I just sent.
All right. Let me bring it up here.
That's what you needed. You needed a little scavenger punk kid. Would have been a million times better.
Is it? I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Doesn't that kind of look like Daisy Ridley?
Good. He's got a little bit of a feminine quality to him. He appeals to both sides.
I mean, that could be one of those things where you're really looking at that going, maybe JJ saw this and that's why.
How old was Jake Lloyd at the time?
Oh, like 9, I think.
Yeah, no, you needed to go like a 12, 13-year-old kid. You couldn't go that young.
Well, they needed to make it really creepy. That like the line of like, "Are you an angel?"
They really cut a lot of that. And also the Padme romance is way creepier because I could buy that a 13, 14-year-old boy is having like weird pubescent thoughts, but the idea that like an 8-year-old and a Natalie Portman are gonna hook up, I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, a little bit on the odd side. Yeah, I didn't think much about it in '97 because I was 17 or '99 when I was 17 when that came out, and but then the older I got, I look back on it, and it's kind of like when you think back to Brooke Shields on Blue Lagoon, and just the amount of like weirdness that they put her in that movie, like because you remember the whole like thing where Brooke Shields, like they posed her in Playboy at the age of like 12 or something.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I mean, Brooke Shields had a fucked up childhood in my opinion, and that was all Hollywood. But yeah, I mean, so a lot of that kind of weird stuff, you got to look at and just go, like someone in the chat earlier tonight was talking about like before we went live, someone was freaking out about Victor Salva And that
wasn't that the guy who directed Powder or whatever?
Powder, yeah, but he's a pedophile and he got arrested and he went to jail for a couple years and then
they let him make Powder.
Well,
or was that?
They didn't know. They didn't know that Disney.
I think they knew something when he was directing. Like I think it would already come out.
It came out, I guess, during production, and like they just let it go. And I'm like, that's kind of, there's no defending that. There's like, come on, guys. You know, nowadays, like like they would have yeeted him out of there completely.
Hold on, he's still directing movies though. He directed Jeepers Creepers 3 in 2017.
Yeah, he created Jeepers Creepers.
Well, whatever, man.
Well, I guess you know what, he's pulling from personal experience.
What's that guy who directed The Pianist?
Isn't that that's Polanski?
Big PP, big RP.
Yeah.
Roman Polanski in the hot tub.
You know what the most fascinating aspect of that story that gets wildly overlooked, in my opinion?
The fact that he raped a 15-year-old?
No, she was 13.
Oh, okay. I'm just.
That's not. No,
that's not the overlooked part.
That's not the overlooked part of the story here.
No, that's not overlooked. That's the actual story.
That's the story. Well, no, there's two elements to that. One, do you know whose hot tub they were in when that happened?
Oh God, it was. Was it?
It was Nicholson.
Okay, Nicholson.
It was Nicholson's house, Jack Nicholson. Yeah. And two, the girl, her mother is the one who was pimping her out.
Yikes.
The mom was the one who like put her in that position.
Yikes,
and
Mundo.
It's always terrible. The whole story is just disgusting beyond belief.
Yeah.
But it's like, Polanski clearly is a fucking bastard. But it's like the mom too. Like I just, like people never talk about this. We talk about like all this weird shit in Hollywood. There's a lot of creepers in Hollywood, but like they never ever bring up the parents that like want their children to be famous because they want to live vicariously through them, and then they put those children in those positions and then just magically look away.
I'm going through Polanski's filmography. I got another one for you to watch. Chinatown.
I have not seen Chinatown.
Starring,
I know. Jack Nicholson.
Jackie N. That's correct.
That's right.
The sequel was released in 1990, and no one should watch it. The Two Jakes, not good.
Was Nicholson in that movie.
One? It was Nicholson. They brought it back, and everyone's like, "What? You already nailed Chinatown. Don't make another one."
Yeah. Well, this is Hollywood. They have no
directed, but you know who directed The Two Jakes?
No.
Jack Nicholson.
Didn't he win an Oscar for Chinatown?
Come on.
Didn't he win an Oscar for that?
I
think it won Best Picture. I think it won Best Picture for that year.
Awards and honors. It was not okay. Academy Awards was nominated for Best Picture. Did not win. Actually, all it won was Best Original Screenplay. What a tragedy. Who won that year?
I don't know. What year did it come out?
I don't even know. It should be better at linking these things.
70. It's like in the 70s, like 78.
It was 74 Academy Awards. The Academy Awards, man, if you ever go back through who won, you're like, oh, what a friggin' tragedy some of these things are.
Dude, I look at the ones now and I think the same thing. Like how exactly. Here's my thing. Here's my biggest fucking beef. There's two beefs that I have that
I lost you again. I think I lost Matt.
Yeah.
Everyone. Oh, there you are. I was going to plug.
Well, I'll say this though. So what really grinds my gears about the Academy Award is when South Park for Blame Canada lost out Best Original Song to whatever the fuck Phil Collins was from Tarzan.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
That's fucking that's Lion King.
All right, hold on. I do know Phil Collins. I used to know it. I used to know which the Tarzan song was.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. I still think Blame Canada is a better song. I think it's a more original song.
Of course. You'll Be in My Heart. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. I like Phil Collins, but like
I love the Collins, but it's not as good. No.
At least I will say this. At least that year at the MTV Movie Awards, South Park won Best Original Song for Uncle Fucker.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So at least there was some vindication for Trey and Matt that year.
Greatest tragedy of all time is the 1995 Academy Awards.
Oh God, Shawshank won that year, but is up against Pulp Fiction.
No. Best Picture. Shawshank was nominated, but did not win.
Really? I thought it won.
If Shawshank had won, I would have been happy. Shawshank was an under the radar thing, man.
Oh yeah, the cult aspect of that.
But I'll say this: these movies, I've never seen Four Weddings and a Funeral. I have to say that
it's not bad.
Okay, but the other three films that were nominated, we have Pulp Fiction. Absolutely should have won. Quiz Show, definitely up there.
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption, for sure. The winner, Best Picture, Forrest fucking Gump. Movie sucks my ball sack. What a shit fucking movie.
I grew up watching Forrest Gump. But compared, I mean, look, the technology.
It ain't no Pulp Fiction. It definitely ain't no Shawshank Redemption. It ain't even no Quiz Show.
It's better than Quiz Show. It's better than Quiz Show.
You know it ain't.
It's better than Quiz Show. But I'll tell you what 94 movie should have been up there that wasn't. That was Clerks. So Clerks came out in 94.
Nominate Clerks for Best Picture, man.
I'm just saying they missed out. They missed out on the K train. They missed out on the K train.
They don't have a Best Comedy category, right?
No, but they need what they need is I'll tell you what they need is a Best Stunt Person category. Because stunts are.
I got another movie for you.
All right.
We're talking about John Turturro from Quiz Show. Yes.
Okay.
Have you seen Barton Fink? No. Barton Fink by the Coen brothers. No.
No, it's not that. Let me look at the. There's a Coen. No, hold on.
It's about a playwright moves to L.A. He makes friends with John Goodman. Lives in a crappy hotel.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Barton Fink, put it on the list. Some of the best John Goodman you're ever gonna see.
I don't know, man.
You don't get more good than that Goodman in Barton Fink.
Have you ever seen Revenge of the Nerds? He was pretty spectacular in Revenge of the Nerds. He's a football coach. At Adams College football coach in Revenge of the Nerds.
God, I keep talking about Revenge of the Nerds. So I have this idea for a comedy movie that I'm trying to maybe write. And it's about, we haven't figured out the exact plot, but the concept is, working concept, that there's basically two people, a kind of typical white comedy loving guy and a ultra progressive black transgender woman, get pulled into the realm of a slapstick crazy 80s college comedy, and they have to work together to figure out how to escape. And the movie is basically them encountering all these old comedy tropes. And one of the ones that keeps coming to mind is just the Revenge of the Nerds, where it's like, I got a hilarious story for you. My buddy put on a mask and he tricked this woman into thinking it was her boyfriend, and they had sex. And they go, so he raped her. No, I don't think you're understanding the story. See, she thought she was having sex with her boyfriend, but he tricked her because it was him wearing a mask. Right. That's rape.
That's the joke. But then here's the weird thing about that, right? In Revenge of the Nerds 3 and 4, which were released direct to TV on Fox, they were married. They were married in 3 and 4.
Well, yeah, because it ends with him at the end of Revenge of the Nerds 1. They're like, she's like, "Oh my God, your nerd penis is so big, I can't help but fall in love with you." That was the literal plot of the movie.
I know
that he dicked her so hard that she went, "Well, you tricked me into sex, but at least the sex was so fantastic."
Oh, I know. Robert Carradine.
John Hodgson says it's not rape. If I trick a woman into thinking I'm someone else to have sex with her, dude, that's.
How is that not rape? I don't understand that. That's like one of the jokes I make is that Dan Scanlon, the guy who did Monsters Inc. for back in 2013. That look, if you watch Monsters Inc. or Monsters University, you can see how inspired it is by 80s comedies. And the joke I like to make is that it's like Revenge of the Nerds minus the rape. And a lot of people like what are you talking about? It's like most people get the fucking joke. John, he literally pretends to be Ted McGinley and then goes down on her.
What is rape if not
now? Well, hold on.
Coercing a woman into sex against her knowledge.
Well, to be fair, I guess if we're going to argue this point, if we're going to litigate this point, if you go back and watch the scene, he goes with her. She thinks that it's him. So that is where you have the first fault, right? She believes that is Ted McGinley, but she also instigates the sex. He doesn't instigate the sex. So she's the one who comes on to him, but she's under the belief that it's her boyfriend, not Louis Skolnick. And that is where we get into the sexual assault. There's no way that I'm saying Look, Title IX didn't fucking exist didn't exist back in the day. So obviously,
why do you got a 14-year-old in a fraternity full of the rapists? I think it's wrong.
It's definitely
not good.
This is absolutely a crazy ass conversation. Let me get to some quick super chats here.
Sorry, I'm keeping interrupting.
No. It's great. I'm having this is a lot of fun. If you guys are having fun, please leave a like. We're having a good time tonight.
Don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/Vito.
Yeah, if you like this kind of irreverent humor, then check out the Vito. Vito's very funny. Mr. Girl, on the other hand,
what Mr. Girl videos have you watched?
I watched his Cuties review, which freaked me the fuck out. But I get that was the point. I get that was the point. I'm a pedophile music video. Fantastic. I also get the point of that. Like, the thing with Mr. Girl is he sells that deadpan so well. And I know it's designed to make people uncomfortable, and I'm saying it's effective.
I'm going to tell you what video is my favorite video of his. And to be fair, I haven't watched all of his videos.
Okay.
He has a video. It's a bit long. It's a 30-minute one. You're going to have to take some time to go through it, where he reviews the Valve Index. It's going through the whole concept of VR and what it means and whatever else. And he starts researching VR, and there's these guys talking about, I think PewDiePie plays it. It's one of those, it's like a medieval simulator where you can cut people's arms off or whatever else.
Blood and Sorcery.
Yeah. And he's going on Reddit, and there's like one post from a guy, and he's like, is it weird that when I play this game, I get turned on? And a bunch of other guys are like, nah, man, that's just your battle boner. And it's, I don't know if those guys were joking, but it is the world of VR is very scary. We're starting to blur the line between violence and reality and what that means and whatever else. It's a little too real. So I would recommend, you can't find it on his channel or you can't find it uncut, but if you go to maxcarson.com and watch his Valve Index review, it's funny. I'm also going to say it's funny. It's an entertaining ride.
The guy definitely knows how to frame things in a way where it's going to catch you off guard. And it's going to, I understand his process. And that's kind of why, while I'm not a big fan of the type of content, I appreciate the commitment to it. And a lot of people get really weirded out when you talk about him because it is meant to be very controversial.
I don't even think it's meant to be. I think he is just an honest creator. He says exactly what he means. He is not lying to you.
So when he says that when he was turned on watching Cuties, that was
he was turned on watching Cuties.
I don't know, man.
But here's the question: if somebody's turned on by watching Cuties, but then goes back to their relationship with their regular age girlfriend, and doesn't again, a movie that purposefully was like, look at these sexy kids, was like throwing it in your face. Okay, it was trying to do that, or at least that's his argument. Is it so wrong for a guy to go, yeah, I know what they did, it kind of worked, but then I went back to my regular life and I have no intention of ever harming a child? I don't know. I can't. It seems like an honest statement for me. I find his honesty refreshing. But then again, I don't know. I like entertaining. I find Mr. Girl to be a profoundly intelligent individual. I talk to him regularly. I call him on the phone. He's moved out of California. Again,
his own personal safety.
Yeah, well, he owns a bunch of guns now. I wouldn't fuck with him. I find his content refreshingly honest and interesting and intellectual. Is it shocking? Sure, but imagine how many guys like him, or not guys like him. Imagine how many guys are just having those thoughts, and you're never going to hear about it. And I think there's more guys having those thoughts that aren't talking about it than you want to admit.
Well, I will say this: I think there's a lot of projection on the kind of overreaction. I don't think everything is not in regard to him. Not in regards to him. What I mean is the response to him. All right. So so the way I view it's kind of like this, where you've got these people now, like you want to say like the Fandom Menace or people like the Killstream, whatever. The people I'm generally talking about.
Yeah.
They will take literally anything and they will overblow it to the point of where it's just pure ludicrousness. Now, when you see this with conservatives predominantly, when there is something like Cuties, for example, which by all metrics, anyone who I know who's actually watched the movie has said it's not what you think it is. But
it's about like Muslim oppression. It's like it's like a whole thing.
It's a whole
It's made for women to be like, it's a woman being honest about her experience. The fact that a bunch of white guys are coming in judging it. Let's get some women critiquing it. How's that?
I haven't seen one. I mean, I haven't seen what I would consider to be an honest critic who was a woman review it. I know that there are women on YouTube who have like come at it, but obviously they weren't
not on YouTube. I've seen some written. If you go look at the Rotten Tomatoes,
because I do find like the art to be like, art is subjective, obviously, and it depends. Like I have no desire to watch Cuties, and I will never watch it. This is not on my. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I still haven't watched.
Yeah, like I have 2 daughters. The last thing I want is and I get the like I tell you this. I hate cheerleading. I hate competitive professional the younger cheerleading, because I'm like, you are like, all you're doing is you're putting these girls in like spandex and like short shorts, and they're, it's like, is there athleticism in it? 100%. But do I feel like there's a lot of
ultimately a sexualization of the female body,
and it's exploitative of these young girls, and that ain't cool at all. But all these parents are just like, there's nothing wrong with it. No, it's like pageants, beauty pageants, all those kind of things are all the same thing. It's exploiting the sexualization of young women and girls, and yet no one has a problem with it, because it's like kind of almost like bathed in this type of almost right-wing tradition, and maybe not right-wing, it can more conservative-ish tradition. And I have nothing against professional cheerleaders that are in, like sports teams or whatever, but it's like they're at least of age and they can they have their own agency and they can make their own decisions. I just find the rest of it to be pretty terrible. Like if my kids are like, I want to join cheerleading, I probably would say, no.
Here's I think, now again, I haven't seen the movie, but I've read a synopsis. I've seen some reviews, so I basically understand what's going on. I just haven't seen it, so anybody who accuses me of being a lover of the movie, I can go, well, I haven't seen it. I always got that ace in my hat. Here's the thing. Here's what I find most interesting about it, is that the sexualization of young girls is, we like to think of it as an outside influence, that people are finding ways to sexualize these girls themselves, these evil sexual. But what Cuties addresses is that these girls themselves are inwardly choosing to sexualize themselves based on their perception of the ongoing culture. It's not that someone outside of it is going, hey, you should put on skimpy outfits. I mean, not directly. But these girls go and they watch a movie, Nicki Minaj or whatever, wet ass pussy. Okay, they see that, and that's actually a scene in Cuties, as they watch a music video where all these girls are bearing all and whatever else. And you also have to deal with the fact. I mean, it seems like a lot of people don't want to admit puberty happens. Okay, these kids have people from a young age. I don't know exactly when female puberty typically starts, but we've evolved in a way that you are immediately, when you hit puberty, you're trying to get pregnant or you're trying to get somebody else pregnant. Okay, that's just biology. And as a society, we've never really properly addressed, well, how do we get kids to channel that in a way that they aren't being exploited by the ongoing culture, that they aren't exploiting themselves. And frankly, we're in a very bad situation with TikTok, with OnlyFans, whatever else, where I think younger and younger, you're going to see these kids going, well, I got to get an OnlyFans. I gotta, shake my ass on TikTok. Well, that's what I think the film is trying to address. And it's, people right now in the chat are saying this is creepy and change the topic. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. But we can't just go, it's uncomfortable, let's not talk about it. And that's what we keep doing. We've been doing that for a million years. Look at Muslim countries where we go, it's so uncomfortable, I'm going to cover them in as many clothings and hijabs or whatever else, so I just don't have to look at them. You can't go, it's uncomfortable, let's not talk about it. It's very important. And I think a lot of these guys are mad about this movie. I don't think they're mad about the movie because what's in the movie. I think they're mad that it's talking about it. I think they just don't want to address it.
I do think that's a big problem for a lot of people is the unwillingness to actually dive into these problems. I know people. Look, here's the thing. I want to move on to get onto another subject, but there's a very cold reality here. You know, I see a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people out there saying like hashtag save the children and all this stuff, but they also fail to address the fundamental societal problems that are plaguing these young kids these days. Why is it that like, you know, TikTok is absolutely overrun?
Especially around young girls.
Especially
the discussion about around young girls, because let's be clear, most channels, media, whatever else, are controlled by men. We know this, and we are honestly. I'm not equipped to talk about young female sexuality. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, but who owns OnlyFans? I'll tell you, it's definitely some guys. It's definitely some rich businessmen own OnlyFans.
Am I the only one? Okay, so speaking of OnlyFans, there was Bad Barbie or Bad Baby, whatever. Danielle Bergoli, the Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Yeah,
that girl, right? So like, she made famous by basically being this, you know, kind of like, I don't know, thug attitude, provocative on Dr. Phil. And then if you like watch her content leading up, like she has a YouTube channel with like 5 million subs, and one of her music videos is on Reddit one day, and I checked it out and it was terrible. And I clicked on her channel and it was also, but I got disgusted by it because I'm like, she's like 15 and you guys are like, you know, she's dressed like very provocative, and whoever's around her is allowing this, and they're profiting off of this, and they're exploiting this girl. And then she turns 18 and she starts an OnlyFans, and it makes like $1 million in a day or something because of all of these dudes, all of these fucking guys that probably saw her from these Dr. fucking Phil videos, you know, like that Dr. Phil is super popular on YouTube, by the way, all the reactions to it and whatever. They all rushed over and they all paid money to get a look at her fucking naked as soon as she turned 18. And I'm like, come the fuck on. Like, I remember when Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen turned 18, there was a website literally counting it down. It's like, why? And it's sick. It's like, who fucking, you know, like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's all I'm saying is just like, we need to look at how we evaluate media and how we evaluate all these things.
And maybe the movie review show. I understand people are squeamish and don't want to talk about it now, but I would say to you, if you don't want to confront it right now, please consider, especially if you have young women in your life, I really urge you to like take this topic seriously and look into it. And I mean, if you got kids, what are they watching on TikTok? Again, Mr. Girl did a great thing about TikTok where he goes, a lot of these videos, even if you think they're funny, they're weirdly sexual. You know, like I snuck in on my mom peeing, I farted on my sister, whatever. There's some weird, you know, body issues and whatever else. It's all very strange stuff.
Well, look at and I've mentioned this before on here, and I've mentioned it as a joke, but I'm gonna, you know, look at the front page of fucking Pornhub right now.
Well, it's all in-source porn.
It's all it's all incest shit, right? It's like, you know, like what you doing, step bro, like all that meme and everything else, which is an actual line from some of these ones when you click on the video, and you know, it's like there's the aspect of that shit where you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, and that is what permeates all over a lot of these sites. There is a website that is. Yeah. Do you know there is a website that is called onlyincestporn.com. Right? And it's like, and it's if you, it's I think it came out of Reddit or whatever. They collect clips and shit. And like, it's all that kind of crap. And you're like, for one, who the fuck would run this kind of website? Two, why the fuck would you call it that? And then it's just, but that goes to show you where like there is a massive, I mean, look at this fucking Chris Chan thing. Okay. Like, would I be shocked if we found out during the process of this whole thing that like he had gigabytes and terabytes of fucking downloaded like mother son
something or whatever
videos or whatever,
all sorts of thing on that man.
And then like that provoked him into like, that is what, you know, got him thinking, hey, maybe I can go fuck my real mom. You know, like all that kind of shit. It's like media has an effect on us. What we watch has an effect on us. And the more we watch.
He said, I don't know if you read the text. He said he was tying up her feet, like something he saw in a video. I'm like, well, there you go. I was reading an article recently. Yeah, it's all terrible. I was reading an article recently where, you know, they interviewed teenage girls and they're like, you know, my boyfriend tried to choke me during intercourse, because they're getting all the wrong messages. No one is providing a counterpoint to the porn sites. The porn sites are not, maybe health class, but beyond that, 95% of a young child's or whatever, teenager's views on sex are going to be based on consuming pornography. And again, all we say is, well, I don't want to talk about it. That's somebody else's problem. Okay, man, you're gonna have we have a very damaged generation of kids coming up. I've seen it, and I'm terrified.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe climate change will kill us all. Who knows?
These kids, they don't just want to fuck; they want to do the horrible, depraved things to each other, and they don't know what they're getting into.
I just wish more, like, honestly, like I was, I remember what life was like prior to the internet. I remember having a black and white TV. Non-cable, what was on rabbit ears and shit. And like, I think you and I, because we're roughly the same age, like the last generation to grow up before the internet.
I remember watching scrambled porn every day after.
Damn straight,
school.
Channel 99, motherfucker. Like the opening,
this chick with the wavy green tits is my
right. You're like,
thing.
Is that a nipple? I can't. Like the opening of American Pie was literally in my fucking teenage years, before I had cable internet.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched the opening of American Pie, it's like, yeah, we've all relatively been there.
The second my family got America Online, my sexuality was screwed.
It was I remember
to be fair, I was probably screwed before that.
Probably, yeah. I remember just to get back to the subject of movies. I remember watching Pulp Fiction one night on scrambled TV because the sound worked, so you could hear it.
Right.
You just couldn't really see it. So I watched Pulp Fiction at my friend's house. Like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I finally saw it on VHS. I was like, this movie's fucking amazing. But anyway, yeah, let me get to some super chats here because people are like, super chats, get off the subject.
Yeah, I know.
We look, this is the thing. Hollywood After Dark is not your typical fucking shit. I have no problem
talk about all the things.
With all the things. We talk about so much random stuff here. I was joking the other night about like how I ran into a girl I went to high school with on Craigslist hooker section in San Diego when we went to high school together in Portland.
That's wonderful.
Like just I make jokes and shit. But yeah, anyway, Rational Skeptic here, I know we're a ways back, says the Lord of the Rings show can flop if they mess with the lore. Well, they paid out a lot of money and they're working directly with the Tolkien estate. So I don't think they're going to mess with the lore, but they are going to expand upon a lot of it. And that might bother some people, but it's not like a straight adaptation. So there's that. Okay. And then Command Unit here says, I support Asian love. Damn straight.
Yes.
Love the Asian community. I think they've done great things.
Absolutely.
All community. It's like there's nothing wrong with appreciating things. All right, let me just kind of I'm probably gonna miss some of these because we let it go down. All right, let me just play catch up. Okay, Command Unit asks, did I watch The Pianist? It's a good movie. I haven't seen The Pianist.
It's all right. It's not I think it won Best Picture, but I don't think it deserved it.
I don't remember if I've seen actually any Roman Polanski film at all. I just don't know if I have.
Well, Chinatown, Pianist, I don't know what else are his big ones.
I think he did Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby. I've never seen that.
That was a big one. I remember that one being pretty big. Yeah. Okay. Wow. There's actually a fair amount of super chats to get through.
If you watch, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Roman Polanski is in it numerous times.
Oh yeah, well I'm sure given the fact that it ties into the whole Sharon Tate thing and the Manson bit here. All right, let me just kind of blaze back through. I know you guys have been really supportive. Okay, let's see. HBarts here says The Departed is good, but nowhere near its original Hong Kong counterpart, Infernal Affairs. Well, yeah, I mean you're never going to.
I've also not seen Infernal Affairs. I feel bad.
I've heard of it. I've heard it's not as good. I think Infernal Affairs is actually a trilogy of films, and I heard that they were trying to adapt The Departed into a trilogy of films at one point, but ultimately that never happened. But then again, look, when you have American remakes of foreign films that are great, they're always going to fall short. But I think Scorsese did a good job with The Departed. Command Unit here with 15 shekels said, should the Avatar movies be rated R? They had alien sex and graphic violence. Sure, why not? I'm fine with the look, if we're entering into this new age of violent movies and people liking that kind of shit, why not show us the hard reality of life on Pandora?
Sounds good to me.
Fuck it, let's do it. All right. Galliot Productions here says Vito is the drunk guy at the party that stays 30 minutes too late.
That's completely correct.
What's funny is you were at VidCon, I was at VidCon, and you were at a party at a house I was at the night before.
I think I went the day after.
Yeah, well, no, like that's the thing is that night, man, like fucking oddly enough, everyone's phones managed to like get turned off all at the same time. I was supposed to go to the party as well. I was going to go with everybody, But do you know the guy, the God of Cringe? You ever heard of the God of Cringe?
Seen it. I'm sure.
It's a weird dude. He was staying with this woman named Corinne, who was like the
I know
Corinne. And apparently she thinks I own kiwi farms, because that was like a rumor people had told her.
She's a meth
she's
head,
psycho.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she's psycho. And he was like, "Oh, she's at VidCon. Do you want to meet her?" And I'm like, surprisingly, yeah, I want to meet her. And then we went off trying to go find her. And when we came back, everyone had already kind of taken off to go to the party, and then no one answered their phone until literally until
you couldn't figure out where it was.
Well, I knew I didn't have the address. I was there the night before, and there had been like one slight confrontation, but everyone else was pretty chill. I just whatever, I was just a little ticked off of that because I wanted to meet you. I knew you were there. I was like, oh, I want to meet you.
I'm sorry. Don't worry. I was. Well, I did have the fake bathwater jar. Everybody was excited about that.
I did see photos of the fake bathwater jar. Yeah, the Belle Delphine. God damn that shit. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. Galiot Productions here says, would love to do a video with you. I don't know what you'd like to do, Galiot, but we can, maybe you can always call in. I do call-ins all the time. Okay, H Bart's here says, bruh, Elmo said Zack Snyder is a rapist. Don't know how Zack Snyder is a rapist, but okay. Then
he's good. Sorry. We lost Matt again. Subscribe to youtube.com/Vito. Do it right now. Now's your time. I am a party animal.
There?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. You know what it is like I bought a 50-foot Ethernet cord to run to my modem. And I'm just going to start doing that nightly now. Like, screw this shit. I'm using the wireless is fine.
I'm using Wi-Fi. I'm right next to my router, but
I am too. It's literally on the other side of this wall next to me. It's not that far away, but it's just, I bought the Ethernet cord. I can just plug it in and run, and it's fine. Just drives me up the wall. Now, look, and Command Unit here makes a comment about going back to the Revenge of the Nerds comment we made. Oh. I think it's about Revenge of the Nerds, saying it's not rape if she liked it. Apparently, I'm like.
Not how that works.
That's see,
not in a court of law.
Yeah, not in a court of law at all.
She might not try to charge you.
They ultimately got married, so like one could argue that it at the end of the day it didn't really matter. But I think also the intent wasn't to do that. Yeah. I think, but it ultimately turned into that, and it was on Lewis to say no, but he didn't, and that makes him at fault. And that's like the weird thing. That's honestly the one part of the movie that never really stuck well with me anyway. Granted, there's like the whole panty raid scene, and then there's the installing the cameras. There's a lot of illegality that Lambda was doing.
Do that.
I would argue that
go to
Lambda,
jail if you do that.
Yeah, Lambda clearly violated multiple laws, whereas the Alpha Betas, they were just dicks, and they probably were guilty of providing alcohol to minors. But outside of that, we didn't see them break any laws, whereas the nerds were like, let's break all the laws because I want to see some early 80s trim.
Yeah. They were the villains, the evil nerds.
They kind of were. Elmo here says that's not true. Okay, so they're going to fight it off. All right. McLeod's like, how is this even a debate? I don't quite know at this point. All right. Ryan here, $2 asking, how am I feeling? I'm feeling okay, man. I just got to wait for the radiologist to go over my ultrasound, and then I'll know more. But I did get the Dune poster you sent me today, so thank you for that. A couple weeks ago, they had that big Dune 30. They had the preview in IMAX.
Okay.
And
how long was that?
It was like 30 minutes. They give you like a preview of the film, like the first 10 minutes and a new trailer, and it was just a short little thing. They had it in a bunch of cities. They had it in Seattle. I wasn't able to go because I just got the hernia diagnosis, but I gave my tickets to Ryan.
Horrible, and they can't even like fix it.
No, it's surgery.
They just kind of treat the symptoms.
No, surgery. They got to go in. It's basically what it is there's a wall in my abdomen, and my intestines are coming out.
Right.
That is the best way to describe it.
Can they repair the wall or no?
Yeah. They go in there with a little mesh, and they put the mesh in and they stitch it back together. It's a very quick, like 700,000 surgeries like this a year.
Horrifying.
So the ultrasound technician did say that there's this other thing called diastic something, and it's like your muscles. This happens to pregnant women, where like your muscles like separate when they get pregnant. And so that could also happen to people who don't work out or like maybe have a lot like a lot of inactivity. And as a streamer,
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh, whatever. But she's like, that could be a problem that could happen as well. And because when I got there yesterday, and she wanted me to like extend like where the hernia is, I jokingly said, I'm like, oh, we can finally find out if it's a boy or a girl.
Oh God,
you know,
so
I'm making.
You ever had a hemorrhoid?
No.
That was my.
No, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have had a hemorrhoid. Yeah. That shit fucking sucked, man.
I had one grew to the size of got bigger than a golf ball, and it burst.
Ooh.
And that was a bloody mess.
Yeah, let's.
Interestingly, though, it didn't hurt after it burst. Like, it hurt before it burst. After it burst, I'm like, hey, this is great.
All right, there you go.
I'm just leaking blood out my butt, but I can deal with that.
This is, it's funny. RJ, my friend Resident Justice, was like, the show's going to get wild tonight. He knew it was going to get wild. Do I
overshare? I don't care anymore. There's no boundaries left.
There's really not, I think. And it's, look,
we
here's
live
the
in
thing.
The darkest timeline. Who cares?
There's
I killed a hooker in 1984. What are you going to do? It already happened. I was not alive in 1984.
Wait, when were you born?
That's a secret.
Okay, because I turned 40 in like
you're
7
older
months.
Than me. I'll tell you.
Okay. Anyway, here
in Hollywood, I can't tell you my age.
Yeah, that's right. In Hollywood, yeah. I remember one time my friend was like, "Oh, a friend of mine's a young guy who's a writer," and his agent was like, "Oh, how young's this guy?" And he's like, 26. Like, that's not young.
No,
I'm all like, even. No. I went to LA and I was like, "Oh, I am way out of my depth."
No, I'm an old man now in LA.
You are, yeah. You are an old man in LA. Can't get shit. HBards here with $5 says, why does Scorsese hate comic films? He loves Hammer horror films, and they are mindless fun as well. That's what he's. Did you hear about that today? The James Gunn Scorsese comment that he made?
They've been having a little fight. Yeah, I saw it.
Well, it's not even really that much of a fight. It's really more just about this comment. If I could find this here, I know I had it. Oh God damn it! I must have not added it in. Anyway, there was a thing that he talked about with Scorsese's comments about Marvel movies being like a theme park. And James Gunn basically said he said that in order to get press for The Irishman, because that was like the only way he was going to get press for the movie. And
yeah, it's a theory.
It's a theory, but it's a solid theory. It is, because a lot of people, and I said this, I'm like, Scorsese is a master of his craft if you run in those circles. But that circle has dwindled exponentially in the last like decade or so. I mean, the last Scorsese film I saw in theaters was Shutter Island, and I didn't think it was that good.
Yeah, I didn't see Shutter Island. Again, I haven't seen a lot of his recent stuff.
Yeah, like I was like, oh yeah, cool. No. I saw fucking Hugo. I wasted fucking money on Hugo. Hugo was such a gigantic waste of shit. I fucking despise that movie, because I'll tell you this. Have you seen Hugo? Do you know the whole plot of Hugo?
I read the book for a class.
Fucking spoil this goddamn movie, okay? Because here's the thing with this. It came out in 2011. It's been 10 years. The thing with Hugo is, for one, the last half of the movie, when they get into like Milanese and all of like the early short films and all the filmmaking stuff that they were talking about with that movie, that it was awesome. Like when they got into the history of film, I really loved all of that. But the general setup to the movie was god awful, because at any point in time, Hugo could have answered all of his own problems. Like in the beginning of the movie, he's caught stealing from Ben Kingsley's trolley, right? And or his little shop in the train station. Ben Kingsley finds the notebook. He's got the notebook, and he opens up the notebook and he goes, "Where did you get this?" Right? Like, and the kid, like, he says something like, he finds it and then he gets like, "Get out of here," or whatever. If he just would have been like, "Wait, what the fuck is this? Where did you, what's going on? What's this? This is my thing. What is this?" If he just would have been at that moment, like, "Wait, how do you know about the automaton?"
Yeah.
Because he could, because any rational person would have been like, "Wait, what? This is mine. What do you know about this?" "Oh, I've got it upstairs." "Oh, well, fucking show me." Like whatever. And then all of a sudden now you've cut out the first half of that movie and we get right into the filmmaker shit. Cool. That movie was god awful. It was like, it had a great cast. I thought it was shot very well, because Scorsese does film things very well. But the plot was god awful. You could have solved it in the first 2 minutes, and apparently that's like I'm wrong because I keep hearing that I'm wrong about fucking Hugo. I'm like, no,
people love Hugo. I never heard any great buzz about that movie.
People back in the day, because I was pissed off because I chose to go see Hugo over going to see the Muppets, and I fucking loved the Muppets. So
I also have not seen that one.
No, the Jason Segel one was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I've just seen classics like Godfather. Sadly, I've missed out on the Muppets. You're killing me.
Well,
killing me.
Yes. What? Middle of the 70s versus 2010.
Stop making time for the Muppets and go watch the Godfather. Listen,
I will watch.
Matt, I want you to wrap up your super chats. I'm gonna go.
All right.
I've had it was fun. I hope you had fun. I had fun.
Vito. I've wanted to talk to you for ages, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You and we mesh really well. We mesh really well. I really enjoy our conversations.
It's good
stuff. So I would appreciate if you come on.
Everyone listening, youtube.com/Vito. You're gonna love it. All we talk about is the movie Cuties every day. New review every day. No, it's got plenty. I don't even ever talk about that movie. I always fight. Everybody fights with me about that movie. I haven't even seen it. Look,
they fight with you because you allow yourself to be that center of aggravation.
Because I'm an asshole. I want to fight. I love fighting. All right,
Matt, you know what you need to do is just bring a case of Pepsi to that fight. Here you go.
Absolutely, that's how you win. All right, man. Good luck. God bless.
Thank you very much, Vito. Have a great night, man. Thank you. Bye, Vito. Everybody, I know that was a long conversation, very, very all over the place. But listen. Here's the thing. I like this show to be different. I like this show to have difference of opinions and to go over things that we normally wouldn't talk about, which normally we cover a lot of big superhero stuff or things along those lines. But just talking to someone like Vito, I really enjoy because I feel like there's always something interesting to discuss, and it's always going to go to weird places. And that's kind of what I like. That's the whole Hollywood After Dark thing. So thank you very much to Vito for coming on in. I really appreciate it. Let me get through some super chats here. I do want to invite a couple people in tonight because I feel like they've been kind of waiting to get on in. And let me just quickly do that real quick. Okay, hold on here. And then, of course, if anyone wants to leave a voicemail, you guys can do that. Let me just bring out the voicemail line right there as we go through some super chats here. So, all right. Okay. So Benson here with £5. Thank you, man. Says Disney added Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Hilarious. For great vintage Chinese action movie, try Heroes Shed No Tears. And my guest is hysterical. Well, yeah, Vito's a fun guy. I did not know that Disney Plus now has Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I absolutely adore that movie. And, I need to go watch it again because that was Steve Odenkirk. That's Bob Odenkirk's younger brother, I believe, who also created Jimmy Neutron for Nickelodeon. Very funny guy. Very funny family, and they've done a lot of stuff there. So, all right, let's, Rational Skeptic here is like, I think it's time to wrap it up like 10 minutes ago. And then Rhea did bring up Vito's channel. Thank you very much for that, Rhea. I really appreciate that. All right. Stop using Streamlabs. Use OBS. I'm using StreamYard. not Streamlabs. There's something totally different there. All right. I don't know what's going on. I have good internet speed, Benson. It just craps out sometimes. So I'm going to have to go from there. Okay. So let's see. Gaelic Podcast here says, I have a podcast. I'd love to have you on. Are you the one that just DM'd me on Twitter? Are you the non-Kino cinephile? Is that you? Let me know on that one. Because we could talk. Let's see here. HBAR says, if I can, I'm going to get you The Thing on 4K. Awesome. Thank you, man. I saw that they had there's a new case, a new set that is like $55. It's got The Thing in 4K. It's got the 2011 Thing, a bunch of artwork, a bunch of stuff. The Thing is amazing. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Okay. And Tekka here says, this is like a trauma stream. It's not that bad. Hold on. All right. Let's see. I need to open up the chat again. The chat's open, man. The chat's open. Everyone's here. I wanted to have someone come on tonight. All right. So let's see. On the subject of Scorsese, shit like what he said is such a gatekeeping bullshit. I don't care about what is and what isn't great cinema. If I enjoy it, then it's worth watching. No, you are 100% correct, Drake. You are 100% correct. There is definitely a situation where that, I do feel that cinema is cinema, and I've watched a lot of good movies and I've watched a lot of bad movies. Let's see here. I know everyone's on me about B-stars. Also, did you hear that Kent Hovind, who went to jail a while back for 58 cases of tax fraud, was arrested for domestic violence? I haven't. I Kent, isn't he the one? Hold on, Kent Hovind. Oh, American Evangelical. Oh, wow. Don't even get me started on that front right there. Let's see here. Hold on. Did I hear about HBART's Star Wars soap? No, I didn't hear about HBART's Star Wars soap. Sorry, Elmo. All right. Command Unit here with 15 shekels says that Cutie's rant was kind of sus, not going to lie. I see his point, but damn, is that a creepy way to make that point? I think some people make the point that they make, and they make it in such a way that it's going to elicit that kind of emotional reaction. And they do that on purpose to kind of pull you out of whatever your predetermined line of thinking is, and try to like almost like make you kind of face the reality of the situation. Like, with the point I was trying to make with that, though, are people who over fight back against it are generally the ones, it's all projection, and they're usually guilty of like the same thing. Like during Gamergate, we had a bunch of male feminists come out and attack Gamergate for being sexist and all this shit. And then what you find out, though, is a lot of these guys were misogynistic. They committed domestic abuse. They committed rape. They committed sexual assault. A lot of things. And it's like in Gamergate, we don't have any, we might tell bad jokes. We might have been a certain way, but no one ever committed that. But again, the projection that comes out is very much like that. And that is something that people out there never really want to actually face. And so the people that are like look at like the Fandom Menace, they're so anti-SJW. All of that crap is pure projection on their part now because they've come what they hate. So we're going to probably find out down the road that they've got some deep, dark skeletons in their closet. Whereas people like Vito will at least go, look, man, this is how I feel about this. I'm going to be truthful with you guys about this. It might be uncomfortable, but he's not doing it to hide something. He's doing it so this conversation can actually happen. And there are a lot of people out there that these days don't want to have these kind of conversations. So I get that. Anyway, Jess here says, I'm asking you to watch Golden Boy or Shumanetta. Yeah, I need to, I got the movies. They're in my bedroom. When I get surgery, I'll be watching a lot of those. So, let's see here. Drake says, yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there had to be a way for the director of Cuties to make her point without engaging in the shit that she's railing against. I agree. I absolutely agree. I don't like the way those girls were sexualized in that trailer or in that movie, and it just turned me off from ever watching it. H. Bryce here says, I got a Dr. Squatch Star Wars soap. I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah. Dark Beast here says, speaking of people being upset, did you see all the chud shrieking about how the new Muppet Babies, because Gonzo wanted to dress as a princess for a night for Miss Piggy's party? I did see the clip on Candace Owens' Twitter feed. That was actually brought to my attention. And I have to kind of laugh at that a little bit there. All right, hold on here. Let me just, I forgot, I got to send this to somebody. Okay. All right. So one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight that we are so far behind on, real quick, McLeod here, $10. Thank you. Anyway, it says here, I love Scorsese's work, but he's just another old guardist elitist boomer who can't wrap his head around something like Captain America, the Winter Soldier, for example, can be more than CGI and punching. And the thing is, McLeod, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. Like, Captain America, Winter Soldier did have a lot of very interesting aspects to it. It touched upon, ironically, not intentionally, touching upon where we found ourselves after the Snowden leaks. And it was very poignant about Big Brother and authoritarianism and the deep state and like how far this shit tends to go. I get that, and I feel that ultimately he is in a situation where like he should probably, look at these things as being a little bit different. I don't know. I don't know, guys. And then H. Bart's here. It says, nice seeing you in Enosh's chat yesterday. Yeah, I popped in for a little bit. Yeah, it was interesting. It was good to see Enosh back. We actually talked today briefly. So let's see here. I bet you Scorsese fucking loves The Dark Knight, but he'll never admit it. Probably. Geek Prime here says, to think what if animated series does this mean we get a live action zombie MCU show or movie? That would be so cool to get Marvel zombies, but I think we're going to get it in What If. And it's going to be a number of times. All right. So what was it? Brian from Skywalker Adventure wanted to come on tonight and talk about the Galactic Star Cruiser. He sent me a bunch of information on that today. I sent him the link to come on in, but he's not here yet, so we'll give it another minute. Who is Chris Chan? Ooh, Chris Chan is a person that is absolutely insane. And I don't talk about Chris Chan because I'm not going to go in full into it because that is some shit that I just don't want to fucking deal with, to be honest with you. That is some serious stuff that I don't want to deal with. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. All right. While we're waiting for that, let me quickly bring up the voicemail line here. I gotta quickly do something. So real quick, I wanted to get to this earlier tonight, but I wasn't able to. We are going to be doing the August giveaway here on the channel, which is a 4K copy of Howard the Duck, which is going to be shipped out to whoever the winner is. If you guys want to get in on that, the best way to do it, quite frankly, is to become a channel member or drop a super chat or join the patreon.com/MattJarbo. I just want to give away like a little movie once a month or something along those lines because I just like it. I just think that's pretty cool and as something to give back to you guys. If you haven't seen Howard the Duck, you need to watch it. It's a great movie in 4K. You'll never love Leah Thompson more. So let me, as we're again waiting for Brian to come on in, that's if he's still awake. I don't know. He might not be. We can get to hear a couple of the voice chats. Okay. So first one up here is from Daniel.
Yeah. This is Daniel. What scares me is people like Nerderotic and all them and the people that follow them.
Oh, oops. Sorry. This was an older one. It was the first one that popped up. My bad. Sorry. We did listen to that one the other night. Hold on.
Hey, Matthew. It's me, Anthony. How you doing? You kind of missed my phone call. I just want to ask a couple of questions. One, do you think that the Hasbro cinematic universe will be alive to see enough to like Math, Visionaries, ROM, etc.? And two, how good will the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer be? I know you didn't get my call tonight because you ran out of time. One love, and we'll talk later.
Thanks a lot for that, Anthony. Whatever they're going to do with the Hasbro cinematic universe, I think would be better served in animation form than live action. I just do. I just feel like at this point, that's probably going to be the best thing to do, just because you've got like a whole bunch of different types of properties that could overlap with one another. And I think that animation in this day and age can do a lot better and can be a lot better than what we had back in the 80s and everything else when these were kind of big things. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But thank you for calling in. And we got one here. I don't know what we're going to get.
Hey, Matt. How's it going? Just a question for you. When is the Jarbo cut coming out? All right, cool. Thanks.
What is the Jarbo cut? I don't know what the Jarbo cut is. I mean, if we're talking about in search of, I guess anything is possible. So, there's definitely a lot that could potentially go down the road, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I do want to make another movie, but actually what I want to do is, I don't know if I want to make movies as much as I just want to tell stories. And I think, I have a lot of interesting stories that I want to tell. I have one that is so controversial. I'm not even kidding you. It is so controversial that I pitched it to one of the most like left-leaning, super uber progressive friends that I have. And even he's like, dude, if you even attempt that, you will get canceled. But the story is so fucking metal that he's like, I want to see it. That's the thing. It's very touchy, very touchy. I have to figure out how I want to push that one. So thank you very much for calling on in with that one. I appreciate calling on Anthony as well. Dark Beast here says, he mentioned ROM. Hasbro no longer owns ROM, if I recall correctly. Okay. I don't know what ROM is, to be honest with you. So that's a new one on me. And Real Elmo here, $10, man. Thank you so much. Asking, what soap do you use? Because Dr. Squatch soap is the best soap you can ever have, and it'll make you feel like a man. It's the best soap with only the best ingredients. I think I've seen that commercial. I'm lazy in the shower, and I don't mean that to sound like I'm not hygienic. I'm very hygienic, but what I mean by that is I have the 3-in-1. So it's like I get everywhere with it, but I just, I need to go and get some soap. I have dry skin, so I need to get soap and a loofah. I wouldn't mind like doing more on that front, but usually I'm in and out of the shower in a couple minutes, and so I don't use Dr. Squatch soap. There's a little bit of personal information on that one, but thank you very much for that. I do appreciate you. With Super Chat, thank you guys. That's such a weird question, but okay. Why don't we take a look here then? We'll just keep moving forward. We will just keep moving forward here. So moving on back into this thing. All right, I talked about that. Clifford the Big Red Dog has now been officially removed from the Toronto Film Festival. So nothing of value is lost on that one. And then also we got this one here. This is the other big one of the day that no one's really talking about, which is Louis C.K. is going to launch a national tour next week at Madison Square's Gardens Hulu Theater. I mean, like, Louis C.K. is coming back to Madison Square Gardens. This is massive because he was canceled a number of years ago, and people are super, super fucking mad about this. So it says here, Louis C.K., the controversial comic whose career all but vanished in the 2017-2018 amid reports of sexual misconduct, has announced a U.S. comedy tour that will launch next week with a 2-night stand at Madison Square Gardens Hulu Theater. The stand-up tour, with more than 50 shows in 30 cities, begins Friday, August 13th at the Hulu. So weird that Hulu has Madison Square Garden. And conclude on December 11th in Boston. Stops along the way include Syracuse, Dubuque, whatever, Cedar Rapids, Spokane. I don't want to go to Spokane to go see fucking Louis C.K. Spokane, man, god damn it. San Diego, Long Beach, Stockton, Philadelphia, Oklahoma City, Detroit, Cleveland, and Chicago, among others. A European tour will follow, he says. Now, here's the thing. All right, like here's the thing with this. If you look at these, these cities here, Cedar Rapids, right? Like, really, Spokane is really out of the way. San Diego is pretty right leaning because of the military base there. Long Beach is not as woke as, let's say, like LA and whatever. Stockton is up by is up in Northern California. And again, that's kind of more not in Frisco area. Philadelphia, Oklahoma City, Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago. You can tell these particular cities that he's going to he's going there specifically, like a lot of non-major locations. He's going there specifically in order to probably not be protested. There will be protests, but it won't be as many, because it's not generally in those environments. Like if he was playing downtown Seattle or downtown San Francisco or downtown Los Angeles or all these venues where he used to play, that is something that would, he would get a lot of blowback from that. But here he's starting off kind of small, and he's going to work around to these smaller cities. And as a result of that, he's probably going to find a fair amount of success, because even though what he did was not good, it's been a number of years. The question then becomes, like, can we allow someone to come back? Is that even a remote possibility at this point? I'm kind of curious to know your guys' thoughts about this. If you let me know down in the comment section, because I am very curious to know. Chicago is a major city, but what I mean by that there is, like, Chicago is not going to be like LA or Frisco or like Austin, Texas. It's not one of the ones that is traditionally seen as as I hate to use it, as woke as I think what people would generally try to say. Now Drake here says, sure, what he did was skeevy, but ultimately he isn't Harvey Weinstein. Furthermore, the shit he caught for building a new fucking set was so dumb. Oh, you mean when people recorded the hour set? Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. I listened to it. It's pretty funny. I just feel like, Dark Beast here says more like his career faced consequences for being a dirtbag. And it did. And he's admitted fault, but I saw people on Twitter today calling him a rapist. I'm like, he didn't rape anybody. He didn't rape anybody. We gotta remember these words have meanings. These words have intent. Like, you want to call it sexual assault? Yeah, that might be a bit extreme for some people, but I do think it kind of falls in that realm. But at the same time, what I heard is that he always asked permission. I guess for the most part, from what I read, I could be wrong. I need to reread the accusations. But if he asked permission to do what he did, but then again, there's a power imbalance there, and that is very inappropriate. It's a whole mess of a situation. Is there a way to look at it with nuance? I don't know, but it's something worth talking about. I'm just saying, anyway, here, H-Bart's here, $2 says, my brother, we need soap. Well, maybe I'll go pick some up in the store. And then Drake here says he did offer a genuine apology. And then Tony here says he's no Bill Cosby either. Well, he's not. Yeah. But McLeod makes a great point. Okay. My thoughts on Lewis are this: play stupid games, win stupid prizes, reap what you sow. And that's true. But here's my question back on that one. At some point in time, is he allowed to come back? Is he allowed, what is the exile? People have told me that after what happened 3 years ago, that I'm banished to internet exile for like 10 fucking years. Right? Well, here I am still doing this. Here I am still talking to you guys almost every night, having a great time. And I'm happy in this, and where this space is. I'm happy where this space is. You know what I mean? But like, at what point is someone allowed to come back? At what point is someone allowed to offer amends, change their ways, and then move on with their life? Is that, there's a difference though. You got people, like, you'll hear people like a certain person out of Tampa, Florida, who got falsely accused of sexual assault, say the same thing, but they then behind the scenes do absolutely abhorrent things, like with emotional manipulation and positioning people to act as their pawn and as their shield, and to make threats about doxing and blackmail and all of this shit. And that happens. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not a good person. And in my mind, they don't deserve to get back what they lost, but they're going to build it another way, and they're going to use deceitful tactics to do it. But if you're honest about your problems and you don't do that shit again, and you make amends and you seek out the help that you need, I think it's, we have to figure out a way. Like, at what point do you become uncanceled? I mean, Bill Cosby is a technicality, and he'll definitely end up, back in jail, I think. But that doesn't give leeway to Harvey Weinstein, and that could be used to get Harvey Weinstein out. There's a lot of problems here with the legal system, as well as the court of public opinion. Anyway, Moisture here says, for $2, thank you, sir. So could John Lasseter make a comeback? Yeah, Lasseter is going to be a bit of a tough one, because Lasseter is currently working at Skydance. He's taking over their animation side of things. And when that was announced, there was a lot of people that were really, 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 really coming out and attacking that. They really didn't like that one damn bit. And so obviously there's going to be this big factor with that shit, right? This big thing with that, where what you have is, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. You've got, this movie, whatever movie's coming out from Lasseter, it better be fucking best picture of the year worthy. That's all. If it's good, people will tend to look the other way. I'm not even kidding you. If Louis C.K.'s comedy is good, people are going to generally tend to look the other way. People will always justify entertainment. They will always justify entertainment. If Kevin Spacey comes out with with an independent movie role that is that is deep and soulful and meaning, and again, it's getting all this buzz. I mean, look at Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski admitted to what he did, fled the country, and then still made movies that were winning awards. Meryl Streep's on stage saying, bring Roman Polanski home. Enough is enough. Bring him back. There was a whole movement in 2009, a whole documentary about Roman Polanski trying to sway public opinion to try to get people to push the government to lift the restrictions and bring him home. So it really boils down to, if you spend enough time in exile and people really fucking like you, They'll work with you. And that's how this shit works out. So Lasseter could make a comeback 100%. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Thank you. But by the way, man, oh my God, Command Unit 60 shekels, sir. Thank you so much. Saying here, Major Grom Plague Doctor got some controversy for being pro-police and pro-authoritarian, and it's a funny analogy to Western movie contrivances. It's technically a woke movie, just in a very weird Russian way. That's going to be a very weird Russian way. That's kind of funny. I like that. That should be on the poster, I think. I still need to watch it. I'm going to watch it this weekend. I promise you. I'm going to watch it this weekend. But thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. And H-Bart's here, $5, man. Thank you. Says, have you seen Joe Rogan interview with a North Korean defector? I haven't. But I did see today that North Korea is currently put on the amber list for traveling. So you can actually, they actually said vacationers can go to, North Korea and then come back and not be quarantined for 2 weeks. Who the hell vacations in North Korea? That's my question. Anyway, Drake here says, I don't know about that, Matt. I think our woke climate combined with the leftist community having him in the radar because he got Me Too'd will get his work more scrutiny than usual. Oh no, and it will. And he is very, very much looking forward to that. He even said, I'm looking forward to telling you guys inappropriate things. So he's going to come back and it's going to be harder than it's ever been before. But you might see a different approach in regards to like anything. Like, I really hope he doesn't talk about masturbation, right? Like, I hope he doesn't talk about masturbation because that would just be too on the nose. We'll have to wait and see. And then Tony here says, look at Mel Gibson. He was in a timeout for at least a decade before being welcomed back with open arms. That is true. Let's see here. Hero Journalism. Jason, what's up, buddy? How you been, man? We gotta talk again. I miss you, man. I miss hanging out with you. When Tarantino defended Polanski on Howard Stern, it made me even more anti-Polanski. Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, it's just like, these actors and these people will look at it in a much different way. And then Dark Beast here says, just look at Joss Whedon. He's done a lot of awful shit, but he's still working in Hollywood. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is emotional. A lot of it is mental abuse. And, and that is definitely nothing good. And he got kind of canceled for right now. And then he'll wait a couple years. He'll do an independent film or something small with his large cadre of very popular friends who will all come out and support him. And then people will move on from it. And then H-Bart's here says, fuck Polanski. I agree. I'm not a big fan of that. So I want to, there's still a lot to cover. I'm going to kind of breeze through a fair amount of it here. So today, for example, a very interesting thing popped up in regards to potentially No Way Home cameos. This is a big one. According to this image here, what we can see is Kirsten Dunst with Deborah Ann Woll, and they were hanging out not far away from where the reshoots are taking place in LA for Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, Deborah Ann Woll did respond, and she says, that's not me. Right. And so you have to love that she outright comes back and she tries to shoot it down. But this guy here says here, darling, the ear shape alone gives it away, a perfect match. And bringing up a shot of the ear. I mean, you can see the slope of the lobe there. And then her ear, very similar. It might be a little bit more elongated here, but it is a very similar looking ear. And then there's also something about a ring on her finger or something along those lines. In one of these shots, you can see, I guess, a ring or whatever. And I don't know. I don't know. He's maybe. Look, this is one of the ones that I want to see because if they're going to give us more Daredevil, if they're going to give us more of this, I'm more than happy to see it. I'm more than happy to get back into Daredevil and get all that stuff. Does that mean a full Nelson and Murdoch staff cameo? Man, I would die. I would die happy. I would die happy on that one. Dark Beast here says, but Gina Carano will still be the ultimate joke of what happens when people are shitty. The thing with Gina Carano is she made it worse for herself by not shutting up. So I don't know. And then asking me here, did I see the full spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home that leaked? They sound pretty truthful. I haven't seen them. I'm not even really looking right now. Hold on. $50,000 would right now for a Dame Pesos apology. Wait, what? $50,000 would right now for what are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying right there. Dame Pesos and I have not talked for a long time. As far as I know, he has vacated the web. He's on another channel now. He's vacated the Dame Pesos personality ever since Joe Biden won. I'm not even making that up. So I don't know what you're talking about there. But anyway, that's relitigating old shit that I don't want to talk about. Real quick here. Apparently HBO Max has passed on the Shining spinoff Overlook from J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot. And Bad Robot is currently looking to take the series to Netflix, and is considered to be the front runner. Now, the fascinating thing about this is that, a couple years ago, HBO, Warner Brothers paid J.J. Abrams $500 million for a 5-year exclusive first look deal to develop content for HBO Max for HBO, for cinema, for whatever. And this is interesting that they decided to pass on the Overlook, considering the fact that right now a Stephen King renaissance is basically happening. A lot of his smaller properties are very much picking up steam over at Netflix and other places like that. So I'm kind of like surprised that they decided to not do this. Now, Drake here makes a great point. It says, would that be a show about the history of the Overlook? Because I could get down with that. I think it would be something along those lines. You have different shows like 11/22/63 produced by J.J. Abrams. That is in Bad Robot. That was really good on Hulu. They do have a bunch of the other Stephen King films that are on Netflix that have done pretty well. People out there really seem to like this kind of resurgence of smaller Stephen King stories that are being adapted into feature films or even TV shows. And so it's very fascinating to see what's going to happen here. I think it's very interesting that they dropped it and that Netflix will pick it up. But what does this mean? Well, this could mean that, that first look deal that Zack Snyder has with Netflix, if they pass on something, he could take it to something like Warner Brothers. Although I don't necessarily believe that's going to happen. And okay, so all right. So then the other thing here that I wanted to kind of touch upon, actually real quick here, I saw this one from Command Unit Man. Thank you very much for the 30 shekels. It says, I know a lot of kids are sent to North Korea for the summer, mostly from Russia and China and other communist states. Oh, I didn't know about that. That would, I guess, make some sense. I mean, they need money, right? They need money, and they do share a border with China, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty friendly with Russia. So that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. So is that. All right. Thank you very much for that one. I mean, I don't know about the tourism industry in North Korea, but I would say that if I ever had the opportunity to go to North Korea, I would go to North Korea. I want to see it. I do. I want to see it. I want to see what it's like there. I've heard all these things about it all these years. Would love to see it. Definitely going to keep my hands to myself. I was a Boy Scout. You know what? You leave only footprints. You take only memories. You don't touch shit. You leave propaganda alone, and you get out of there okay. That's kind of the thing is. Anyway, hold on here. Do I want some money? So what? You'll pay me $50 if I apologize to Dame Pesos. Is that what you're saying? You'll pay me $50 to apologize. I'm not going to do that. He and I have already talked, so we can leave that. We can leave that alone. All right. So anyway. Hiram Garcia here has said that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Feige have a great relationship and that we flirted around with a few ideas before, but nothing serious. Once we set our sights on Black Adam over a decade ago, it's hard to imagine anyone else, imagine DJ playing anyone else, which we all know is bullshit. Because Hiram Garcia also said that there's no way that The Rock will be going back to the Fast and Furious franchise. That ultimately at this point that he's going to end up just, he's going to do the Hobbs and Shaw sequel, but he's not going to go back to the mainline franchise. Look, never say never on that one. This is obviously, in my opinion, this is a bargaining tool. This is a bargaining tool for probably more creative control over the Black Adam character. But this is also my whole thing that I've talked about this is that they're going to be setting up a way for him to exit the DCEU and go over to Marvel. They're going to look for a way to exit him out of it because this is what he does. He's a businessman. He's looking for a way out. And if he can figure out a way out and still maintain that particular, I guess you could say his image, his whatever, it's going to be fine for him. But the reality of it is he's only going to have so many chances to make a movie because he'll do literally anything if the money's right. And I've already proven this time and time and time again. Movies where he stars in as the lead don't generally tend to pull in more than 400 million unless it's with an ensemble. So Black Adam is going to be, in my mind, the last thing. 50,000. Hold on. You're going to fucking give me 50,000 US currency. Because let's be fair on what it is. It could be, I could sit there and say, oh my God, yes, for 50,000, I'll totally do it. But you're not specifying the currency. All right. So what currency is it? Anyway, I don't really care. I just think it's really funny. HBart's here, $2 says, so the Snyderverse is back. It's not back. I was making more of a half-handed joke, to be honest with you, but no, it's not back. But anyway, look, the thing with The Rock ultimately here is, his ego is what at this point is going to end up destroying his career, because eventually no studio in town is going to want to work them if he ends up just, look, Red Notice with Netflix looks good. I'm waiting to see what happens with that. I'm waiting to see what happens with all of this stuff. But eventually, that particular gravy train is going to run out if the results stop earning. And again, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. People out there want to disagree with me, and maybe I'm wrong. I can admit that. I can admit that I'm wrong. So, all right, let's get into the final storyline. This is what Brian from Skywalking Adventure had wanted to come on to, and he never answered my message. So sorry, Brian. So here's what's going on today. Disney decided it wanted to finally give us information on Star Wars, the Galactic Star Cruiser. Now, I've talked about this before, and this is something that I am very interested in because I want to do this. I want to do this so fucking badly. Like I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to afford it, but I want to do it. Now, this is a 2-night voyage through the Star Wars galaxy on your Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser adventure, and the voyages begin next spring. So in this particular situation, you get to kind of live your own Star Wars story. They say here it's a revolutionary new 2-night experience where you and your group will embark on a first of its kind Star Wars adventure that's your own. It's the most immersive Star Wars story ever created. Live a bespoke experience and journey further into a Star Wars adventure than you ever dreamed possible. And they also have here a sample itinerary. Now, I want to kind of touch upon the sample itinerary because I want to show you what I think right off the bat is absolute fucking bullshit. So you got day 1, you arrive at the terminal at 1 p.m. Okay, so between 1:15 and 1:30, this is all sample, by the way. This is subject to change. You'll take a launch pod to the Star Cruiser. You have ship orientation from 1:45 to 2:15, light refreshments, sabacc lessons, but that sounds kind of cool. You got muster, a captain's reception, and then they have you have like your outer rim regalia, you have your dinner featuring live music, and then you might get this, oh, here's your unexpected story moment. So they're going to come at you and they're going to offer you a whole list of things to do, right? And, so you can sit there and prove your mettle to join an elite smuggling ring or hide a stowaway to help the resistance. And then you're going to get bridge training, special atrium entertainment, 8:30 to 8:45. And then that's it. I don't know what else they're going to have. They're going to have obviously a lot of other experiences. Day 2, breakfast, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Then from 8:15 to 8:25 or around that time, you can go and take a transport shuttle to Batuu, where you can then go to Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, get maybe another sample story here, which would broker a deal for a heist or arrange to steal a ship from the First Order, which then also ties into Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So what I'm wondering is, for this Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, is it going to be a different ride than what is there? I don't know. And then, of course, it's lunch at Docking Bay 7, which is inside the park. Then you transfer back to the Star Cruiser. You get lightsaber training, droid racing competition, build a model ship, a sabacc tournament, cocktails at the Sublight Lounge, taste around the galaxy, and that's your dinner. And then the story moment might be put the heist plan into action, bring the stolen ship aboard, and watch out for the First Order. So there's 3 acts to this thing, okay? And then the spectacular finale from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then the next day is breakfast, and then you take off, right? So you don't even get a full, it's 2 nights. They keep saying 2 nights. but you only get one full day. You only get one full day of really doing anything here. 1.5 days at max. That's a lot of money, right? That is a lot of money for this experience. Now, I don't know what's going to be all in this experience yet. I mean, the itinerary looks interesting enough, but what's included? Okay, fine. You get a 2-night stay in a cabin or a suite. Okay. Ongoing, immersive and interactive entertainment where choices determine your experience. Okay. Food and beverage on the Star Cruiser, excluding alcoholic and specialty beverages, and a quick service meal at Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo or other select locations at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Meaning that like you get a quick service meal. So it's a quick little thing that they would charge like fucking $20 for at the Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo or other select locations. But what I'm wondering is, are they going to be closing off Galaxy's Edge from the rest of the park to offer that truly immersive experience for the couple hours that you're there? I don't know. Admission to Disney's Hollywood Studios for your planetary excursion. Again, are you going to be able to go around Hollywood Studios outside of the Galaxy's Edge during this? Because if you're doing a two-night immersive experience, you're not going to want to break that immersion by allowing people to go off into the park and go bring fucking Mickey ears back on. Like, you're not going to want to do that. And then you get exclusive Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser data band, known also as a magic band. And like, it sounds cool. All right. And so, yeah, you can plan your resort, right? You can sleep and relax in comfort. You get the standard cabin here, which comes with, furnishings and fixtures designed to ensure comfort while traveling through the galaxy, including a pull-out table and a TV with entertainment from your home planet and a window with a view out into space. It seats 4 to 5 people. Now, that's something you got to keep in mind. They want this to be a group experience, right? They want this to be something that you plan with your family or your friends. Mostly adults are going to go to this, but it's meant to be a combined experience. Now, you can get a queen bed with 2 berths or bunk beds, 1 for each adult, and a wall pull-down bed for 1 adult. It's sleeping 5 in the standard cabin. You get like a mini refrigerator, a hairdryer, an in-cabin safe, phone with voicemail messaging, interactive TV, H2O plus spa, bath, and shower project. Okay, cool. So then you get the Galaxy Suite or Galaxy Class Suite. It's a 1-bedroom Galaxy Class Suite, features a living space complete with integrated seating. So it's a little bit bigger. It only sleeps 4 passengers. So a queen bed and 2 wall pull downs. So you get more lounging space, but you lose a bunk bed for someone to sleep on. And that's it. So that's a bit bigger. So you get some more money on that one, right? But again, same things. And then you get the Grand Captain Suite, which is a 2-bedroom Grand Captain Suite offering ample room for the whole family and feature a posh living space complete with an integrated seating area. They have all the comforts of the standard cabins plus a main suite with a double vanity bathroom, a second bathroom with a single vanity, a bar area, 3 windows with views out into space, and a few extra Star Wars surprises. So this is clearly going to be, this sleeps 8 people. All right. 8 people. This is going to be the one that like you book with your friend, like your diehard friend group you're going to book with here. And that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of money. Jess here says, I have a feeling this is not going to go well with normies. I agree. I think it's going to be, I agree with Drake that this sounds like a Star Wars fan's wet dream. It really does. But it's like, again, the wait till we get to the cost. Wait till we get to the absolute cost here. So, and I gotta, again, trust me, I gotta figure out how to fucking afford this thing. Like, I gotta sell the kidney. I gotta rob a bank maybe. So check this out. So if you do 2 guests per cabin, it's $1,209. Okay, $1,209 per night. Per night. Per fucking night. $1,200 per night. $4,800 for 2 people for the voyage total. If you do, 3 adults, 3 guests per cabin, 2 adults, 1 child or whatever, it's $889 per night. $5,300 total. If you do 4 guests, it's $749 per night. So if you do 4 people in a room in like a standard cabin, right? You're looking at a cabin total of $6,000 for literally less than 2 days. Literally less than 2 days. And the prices vary. They vary based upon what time of day, what time of year, and whenever. Because of course it does. It's fucking Disney. So if I were to go with like other YouTubers, and I've been talking with other YouTubers about doing this, about pooling our money together, it would cost us at least $1,500 for less than 2 days in order to, and not including me living in Washington, having to fly out to Orlando and incur that cost, and also stay at a hotel the night before so I can, get some sleep and get prepared for this shit. It would run me well over $2,000 for literally just a couple days. I'm taking a cruise next summer with my family for all four of us is like $4,800. 4 people a week, Alaska. Everything taken care of. Like, it's just insane how much this is. Now HBart's here with $5, man. Thank you very much. That's a great. He makes a great point here. Says, if I'm paying that much, Mark Hamill better show up and drink some green milk. Oh, goddamn, yeah. And probably during the initial run, you're going to get a lot of that, right? Drake here says, if I'm paying that much, I'd better get a lap dance from Jabba's Twi'lek stripper from the Return of the fucking out, dude, or a slave Leia. 75 here. YBA says that's pretty niche. Jesse here says, yeah, that's way too much, and it is. Vaughn here says it's a Chapek idea. Yeah. They're going to have to lower that down. But the thing is, here's the thing. People are absolutely going to spend the money on it. People are absolutely going to do that. And I think the biggest problem with that has a lot to do with the type of situation that they're like, the type of experience. This is like, it's like when you go to Galaxy's Edge and you drop the $200 and you get the lightsaber. That, like, they take you in and they give you this experience. You know what I mean? Like, it's out of the way. Not every, only people who can see it are those who pay the money. So they create the immersiveness, which is cool. But if I'm paying fucking, we're talking like anywhere between $1,500 to $2,400, depending on who can go. That is just, it's too much. It's like, that's so much effing money. I mean, I've been waiting for the info on this one. It's obviously way different than what I thought, because I thought it was going to be expensive. I didn't know it was going to be that goddamn expensive. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, holy shit. I did not know. So there we go. All right. So okay. Anyway, that's kind of all I got. Yeah, $200 for those lightsabers. That's doable. That is doable. So, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at tonight. We've been 2 hours and 45 minutes, a little over that, when I'm spent. Interesting conversations tonight, guys. Take some final questions here if you guys want a couple minutes of doing that. And then I got to start heading towards bed. But yeah, a lot going on today. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming on in, Tony. Appreciate that one. Let's see. H Parts here just says Matt Jarbo. All right. John here says that price is crazy for 50% of Americans. However, the 10% can pay it no problem. And that's kind of what they're aiming for. Drake here says, I guess they're expecting it to be like groups pitching in. Yeah, they're basically saying like groups pitching in on that one is going to be the big thing. If you do 4 people and it's $1,500, that's like a little over $100 a month, or a little over $100 a month if you book it out like a year in advance. At the same time, they might offer some kind of financial plan, which they do for like their new Magic Key. Like, you put a down payment and then you just pay on it over time. That could be something that I could see being, because cruises actually do that. Cruises will allow you to do that, to pay it over time. When I finish Skyrim, what's my next game? Oh man. Probably, what is my next game going to be? I don't know yet. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. There's a lot that I want to get to. Maybe Hitman 3. I'm working on Hitman. So, let's see here. Jess here says, I'll have to itemize the whole Star Wars experience. Damn straight here. Let's see here. The Star Cruiser is basically a 1%er thing. It really is. It really is. I better start collecting cans and bottles now if I'm going to pay for it. I got to collect a lot of cans and a lot of bottles. Drake here asking if I played Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh yeah, dude. Come on. I have it for both Xbox and PS4. I've got it digital on both. I also have GTA 5 on both systems. I will repurchase Rockstar games depending on whatever console I'm on, because I just happen to really like Rockstar games. So there's that. But anyway, guys, I am gonna go and chill out for bed. I appreciate everyone coming on in. How do I feel autographing a magazine? Oh yeah. So I did find I bought it yesterday. For those of you guys who last month I was giving away the Indiana Jones Life magazine, 40 years of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Elmo was our very nice winner. Was that. And he actually apparently wants me to autograph it and mail it to him, because I was just going to like send it out. I was just going to order it through the website, send it out. I know it's not as personal, but it does save on a lot of the middleman shit. But I actually happened to be at the store yesterday, and I happened to come across an issue. And so I picked it up, and I just got to get today is my daughter's birthday, so I was busy today. So I got to sign it, and I got to go and find an envelope for it and ship it out. So let's see. John here says, I'll be having a death match with the homeless people for fighting. Yeah, that's probably true. Let's see here. Drake says they better start working on an immersive Marvel experience, maybe like an experience as a SHIELD agent or a student at the Xavier Mansion. Well, that's the thing. Look at the Avengers campus and how they're building that experience out, and you can tell they're going to do something. They're going to probably build some kind of hotel in Anaheim that's going to be very similar to that. So that's going to be a big thing. And good night, Music Man. Thank you again for coming on in, man. I really appreciate it. I think I'm actually going to go take a shower, because I've been sitting here for like 3 hours without my fan on, and it is warm as shit. And so I need to go and cool off. But anyway, guys, thank you again very much for coming on. I really appreciate everybody. Have yourself a fantastic night. Be sure to leave a like. Thank you again to Vito for coming on in. People out there are already kind of getting salty. I've seen some comments out there, which means that the conversation is something worth listening to. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow night, and peace out.